This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. The health emergency bill reaches the House. The bill will require greater accountability and consultation in health emergencies. The former health minister warning that some pregnant women are dying from COVID-19. And the government put 80 Hannah on the $100 bill. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll get a preview of the upcoming Junkanoo Summer Festival. It's going virtual. We'll tell you what that means. And later, it's our twice-monthly series with the Access Accelerator, the Small Business Development Center. Today, we're talking about their Technical Innovation Grant. And we're meeting another one of their success stories. It's all straight ahead this morning. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill would empower the Minister of Health to declare a public health emergency and to impose restrictions in the interest of public health after consultation with the Prime Minister. These restrictions may include lockdowns, curfews, and border closures. The Minister may also order the closure of public and private businesses and institutions, including places of educational and religious instruction, public and private beaches and parks. The minister would also be empowered in a public health emergency to prohibit or restrict private and public social gatherings, events, and activities. The minister would also be able to impose social distancing or isolation of all persons within any particular area, mandate the wearing of masks or other protective wear in public, mandate sanitation measures for individuals, businesses, and public places or facilities, and impose a restriction or requirement relating to the handling of dead bodies. The bill empowers the minister to order other restrictions as well in the interest of public health. Among other powers, the minister would be able to create offenses and provide penalties for breaches of any order made pursuant to the legislation. The bill reaching the House of Assembly yesterday. If passed, the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill will allow the government to better manage the COVID-19 pandemic, according to the Attorney General, Carl Bethel. He told reporters yesterday that the bill that was tabled in Parliament is intended to create a framework under the Constitution as opposed to what is in place now with emergency powers, which is a constitutional response. Health Minister Remy Wells says the Bahamas is expected to receive roughly 40,000 doses of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine by the end of the month. In a national address on Monday, the Prime Minister indicated that over the next few months, the country would have enough COVID vaccines to vaccinate everyone who wants to get the jab. While speaking to reporters yesterday, Wells says that by the end of August, they should have the 40,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson through the African platform. He says that the Caribbean and Africa came together to increase their buying power. Meanwhile, former Health Minister Dr. Dwight Sands warning that the COVID situation in the country is now impacting the maternal mortality rate. He says within the last year, 6 pregnant women have died from COVID-19. He says 99 women in the public sector and 25 in the private sector gave birth while battling COVID-19. He says if a pregnant woman gets infected with COVID, her risk during delivery goes up and the risk of losing that child goes up as well. And Prime Minister Dr. Whitman is announcing that former Governor General, the late A.D. Hanna, who died last week, will appear on the $100 bill replacing Queen Elizabeth II. As he paid tribute to Hanna and his contributions to the country in the House yesterday, the Prime Minister saying that the new bill will be commencing and will be officially in the country. He says, meanwhile, opposition leader Philip Davis also celebrated the move. In a statement, Hanna's family thanked the government as well. Overseas, the Taliban seizing 3 more provincial capitals in Afghanistan and a local army headquarters in a blitz across the country's northeast. Officials say insurgents now control some 2/3 of the nation as the U.S. and NATO finalize their withdrawal after its decades-long war there. The fall of the capitals in the provinces in the northwest and Farah province to the west put increasing pressure on the country's central government to stem the tide of the advance, even as it lost a major base in Kunduz. The Afghan president rushing to one of the provinces already surrounded by Taliban-held territory to seek help pushing back the insurgents from warlords linked to allegations of atrocities and corruption. While Kabul itself has not been directly threatened in the advance, its stunning speed raises questions of how long the Afghan government can maintain control of its countryside. The multiple fronts of the battle have stretched the government's special operations forces, while regular troops have often fled the battlefield. And the violence has pushed thousands of civilians to seek safety in the capital. The U.S. military, which plans to complete its withdrawal by the end of the month, has conducted some airstrikes, but largely has avoided involving itself in the ground campaign. In sports, 4 days after the postponed 2020 Tokyo Olympics wrapped up, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and the government will kick off its celebration of those athletes that represented Team Bahamas in Tokyo. First up will be the welcoming home of gold medalists Stephen Gardner and Shauna Milowibo at Lyndon Pindling International Airport. That's set for tomorrow. Guardian Sports, speaking with Director of Sports Timothy Munnings, who's confirming that there will be a press conference at the airport, and after that they're going to have courtesy calls with the Governor General and the Prime Minister. That flight's expected to be in by noon. Gardner Milowibo, of course, as you know, won gold medals in the men's and women's 400 meters races, respectively. Munnings says they are hoping to have a motorcade, but that'll be postponed to a later date. The ministry is still trying to get confirmation as to where everyone will be, because some went back to college and others are continuing with competition. You can read more about this in today's Guardian Sports section. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your weather, tropical storm watches continue for the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. As Tropical Storm Fred, Tropical Storm Fred is nearing the Dominican Republic and could begin to affect the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos as a tropical depression by tomorrow morning. That watch means that these islands could experience storm conditions within 48 hours, and that watch includes Inagua, Mayaguana, Acklins, Crooked Island, Samana Key, Long Key, and Ragged Island, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. As of 5 o'clock this morning, the center of Tropical Storm Fred was located near latitude 18.0 degrees north and longitude 68.2 degrees west, or about 190 miles east-southeast of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, or 410 miles southeast of Matthew Town, Inagua. That puts it 305 miles south-southeast of Grand Turk and 760 miles southeast of New Providence. Fred is moving toward the west near 16 miles per hour, and a general west-northwest motion is expected to begin later today and continue for the next few days. On the forecast track, the center of Fred is expected to be near or over Hispaniola later today, then move near the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos as a tropical depression on Thursday, and move north of the northern coast of central Cuba on Friday. Maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles per hour with higher gusts, and some weakening is likely while the system interacts with Hispaniola later today. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 45 miles from the center. So residents in the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands should continue to make preparations for the possibility of tropical storm winds beginning late tonight, and residents in low-lying areas should also prepare for a heavy rainfall of about 1 to 3 inches, with isolated amounts of 5 inches. Elsewhere today, with your weather, high pressure extending across the country will continue to maintain a moderate to locally fresh easterly wind across the country, while an upper-level low shifting westwards over the area will support some showers and thunderstorms. For the northwest Bahamas today, your forecast calls for partly sunny and hot conditions with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, turning mainly fair and warm tonight with a passing shower or two possible. Gusty winds and higher seas can be expected in showers and thunderstorms. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. For the central and southeast Bahamas, look for partly sunny, warm, and breezy conditions with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms possible. Cloudiness and breezy to windy conditions, along with scattered showers and thunderstorms, will begin spreading into the southeast Bahamas late tonight. Small craft operators in the central Bahamas should not venture far from port, and operators in the southeast Bahamas should definitely remain in port. Winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, increasing to 20 to 30 knots across the southeast Bahamas by tonight. Seas 4 to 7 feet, but building to 8 to 12 feet in the southeast Bahamas by tonight. Another hot day in store. We're looking at highs getting up to around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. But the heat index will make it feel like 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. We are already at 83 degrees on partly cloudy skies in Nassau. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook and more on Tropical Storm Fred coming up after traffic in just a bit. You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Stay a step ahead of technology with certainty and support from Custom Computers. Our know-how team is here to help you zero in on your next big tech purchase, finding solutions that take your productivity to the next level using only the best and most reliable brands. With stores in Palmdale, West Bay, and Old Fort Bay, and free delivery to businesses, there's no stopping you from stepping up your tech. Reach out to us at 396-1100. Find trust in your tech. Count on Custom Computers.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
It's so summer with Esso, and that's why we're giving away thousands of dollars in fuel, food, and other fun prizes every week. Simply fuel up at $25 or more. Enter using your receipt, and you could be a winner this summer with Esso. Terms and conditions apply. Visit bettergasmileage.com/its-so-summer or our Facebook page for details. Promotion ends August 29th, 2021. It's fun! Food, fuel, and other great prizes every week. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Email us morningblend@nasguard.com, or you can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-GR96, 422-4796. Remember, standard text rates apply. Coming up this morning, more weather and traffic. In our 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking about the Junkanoo Summer Festival. Yep, that's happening. That's still happening this year. It's going to be virtual, though. What does that mean? We'll get all the details for you this morning. And remember that concert that was supposed to happen at the end of July? We've got some information about that, it seems. So stay tuned. A lot to talk about this morning. Then in our Morning Blend Business 9 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking about the Technical Innovation Grant as part of the Access Accelerator. That's our twice monthly series here on Morning Blend Business. And we'll meet one of their success stories, another one this morning. So a lot to get to this morning, but let's begin. Hey, I'm Dwight Strachan, by the way. I've got Chester Robards in studio with us this morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, Dwight Strachan.
Okay. Great to have you with us as always. Let's begin with what's in the news. And in the news, quite a lot to talk about this morning. They tabled the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill in the House yesterday. I had a chance to gloss over it. We're going to get in depth with it a little more tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But we'll talk a little bit more about it in just a bit. But that's here. And remember now, this is going to be out for public consultation before anything is done with it. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. And we'll talk about the health minister saying that there's Johnson & Johnson on the way. People still interested in that one?
Interested in that,
yeah?
right?
Okay. Sure. And then something else just from the former health minister, just very disturbing about pregnant women in the country and COVID and what's been going on there. A lot to talk about, as we said. But let's begin with this. Let's begin with the government saying they're going to put the late Arthur D. Hanna on the $100 bill. They're going to replace you-know-who. Finally, someone's going to replace, I want to rename Prince Charles Drive, actually. But,
She'll still be circulating a little bit for a while.
Yeah, take a listen to this report from our Taylor Ferguson.
The $100 bill getting a new face, a Bahamian one. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis announcing in the House of Assembly today the image of former Governor General Arthur Hanna will grace the new note. This as the Prime Minister reflected on the former Governor General's legacy.
Arthur John Hanna fought for equality and social justice throughout his long life. He was a champion of the poor, the vulnerable, and the downtrodden. So that we can remember the contributions of the Honorable A.D. Hanna, Speaker, a new $100 bill bearing the face of A.D. Hanna, replacing that of the Queen, will commence and be issued officially in the Bahamas in 2000.
Opposition leader Philip Davis congratulating government on this decision.
The most honorable A.D. Hanna understood the tracking of the Westminster system, understood the colonial rule under which we all endured. We also recognize that at the end of the day, we as a people ought to carve out our own identity.
Hanna, who was also a former deputy prime minister, died at his home last week. He was 93. He served as a member of parliament for 32 years, having been first elected in 1960. You're listening.
Our Taylor Ferguson with that report there. All right. So the Hanna family's issued a statement as well, and this is, I'm going to read it for you. This was released yesterday. We are indeed thankful and grateful in accepting the honor of having the image of A.D. Hanna on the $100 banknote. Our father would have been humbled and reluctant to be the recipient of such an honor. His service was above self. He was unequivocal in his belief that no Bahamian should be as interlopers at home or abroad in the common quest. We thank the people of the Bahamas for allowing A.D. Hanna to serve. We thank the government for recognizing his contribution to the birth and development of the Bahamian nation. Yeah. So that's wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. And I'm glad to hear it. And can't think of anyone more deserving.
Yeah.
So
Bill will be out next month, eh?
Hey, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I will see a $100 bill because, you're more likely to see a $1 bill. But hey, I will treasure the first one that I do see.
You're making me wonder when the last time I saw a $100 bill for real.
Right? I mean, oh, man. Oh, boy. All right. So tell us what you think about that, folks. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. And as you know, I'm sure A.D. Hanna he refused to be knighted. He didn't want to accept any of those colonial trappings. And so it really does beg the question, I wonder all the time, are we ready to unshackle ourselves from all of these trappings, right? And drop all of those.
Yeah.
Right? Prince Charles Drive, like I said. Princess Margaret Hospital, huh? What else? What else is there? A couple other things we could do.
Yeah.
Or maybe just keep them for historical purposes. But maybe it's time to really
You put them on a wall and say,
in a
this
museum.
used to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is our time now.
That's right.
It should have been 50 years ago, but finally some of us are getting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So again, tell us what you think. You can
Prince
text us.
George Wharf. All those things need to be
Who-
changed
which-
to
who-
Straw Market Wharf.
Well, okay. Which Prince George? Who was that?
Yeah.
Who was he?
Who is Prince
Who was which Prince George? How many? Okay. Yeah. 422-4796. Tell us what you think about that. And yeah. Some messages coming in. Dwight, you want to change Prince Charles Drive, but our leaders still swear to the throne of his mother. That is what you should want to change, bro. All of it. Oh, you must be new here. But yeah. Dwight Strachan is one of the number one Republic pushers in the whole Commonwealth, and a federal republic at that. But absolutely, the time has long come and gone for this.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? Let's directly elect our leader. Directly.
Mm-hmm.
It is time. It is time. All right. Let's see what you're saying on the phone. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys. How are you this morning?
Doing well. Good morning.
Yes, it's time we begin to recognize our own in a tangible way, and we need to do more of this. And I thank the Prime Minister for recognizing Mr. A.D. Hanna, because he was a gentleman and a scholar in this country, and he decided not to take any Queen's honors. But this particular honor is well deserving. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. Let's take the other call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Oh, golly, they just talking away so long with you and Chester, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Much the same. Dwight, some people might think this is a stretch, but because he was the Minister of Health and a Minister of Education, they should move him within 10,000 years. And that's real.
They should what, sorry? They should what?
They should not move him off the $100 bill within 10,000 years.
Wow.
And
Okay.
that's Bremen Darlin Ferguson saying it.
Well, yes. Okay. All right. 10,000. Thank you very much. Well,
interesting.
Let's hope we are still a great nation.
Above water.
By then. Yes. Okay. All right. Hey. All right. Yeah, someone says here, all these Queens highways throughout the country, Dwight. Yeah, absolutely. Why aren't they named after great people on those islands? What? No. For what? Name them after people on those islands.
We got plenty of queens in the Bahamas.
What is that supposed to mean?
My queen. Your queen. Whoever's queen.
Oh, okay. Sure.
It's ambiguous. We can leave that one.
Well, or you could name those after famous people on
From those
islands.
You're right.
Right? Why not? Why not?
There are plenty of them.
Yeah. And then what happens when Charles finally becomes king? Does it have to be renamed King's Island? Is that how it works?
Not really.
Oh yeah. You sure?
No.
You sure? Oh, okay. 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 This one here. The Queen's Island on all of the family island need to be changed and honor prime people from those islands. Okay. Yes. Same thing we were saying. So that sounds great to me. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's start in time for the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's start renaming those things.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you should have a...
Let the anniversary committees put those things together.
Yeah.
On each island.
That will be very significant.
Yeah.
If we're truly independent people. Queens Highway. Ah, gosh. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Good morning, Chester.
Morning.
Morning, Bahamas. Dwight, I keep telling y'all, see, y'all don't listen to what I be saying. Nothing can change in this country until the old school people get out of the way. See, the real baby people can take this country over come 2027. You see, they don't want to change nothing, The Bahamas are the only country in the world I never see legislate not change nothing to protect the people and protect this country. The wrongs that our politicians and our people That time take my call.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, that's interesting. Thank you very much. All right. So, hey, keep messaging us and tell us what you think about that. So, let's move on now, though, to the health emergency bill and what happened in the House yesterday. The Prime Minister moving that resolution to extend the state of emergency until November 13th, as promised. And he also tabled that bill. Attorney General Carl Bethel telling reporters that the bill will provide the legislative framework to manage the public health emergency once the state of emergency expires in November. All right, so I want you to take a listen closely to what he's saying, and then we will get into more on this bill. This is a report from our Jasmine Brown.
40,000 Johnson & Johnson
All right, we're going to get to that report in just a bit. So again, Carl Bethel is saying that if passed, the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill 2021 will allow the government to better manage the COVID-19 pandemic. He said, quote, "First of all, let me say that the draft bill, the bill that has been tabled in Parliament today, is intended to create a framework under the Constitution as opposed to what we have now with the emergency powers, which is a constitutional response. So to have sub-constitutional legal framework will allow us during this period when we are increasing our levels of vaccination to better manage this pandemic." You noticed and you would know that in the early days and even as of late, the only way in which we could effectively manage the pandemic is through the use of emergency powers. The levels of vaccination in the country are not high enough at this point to warrant a move away from them. We anticipate that over the next few months, we will move to the position where there is sufficiently high levels of vaccination across this nation on a voluntary basis to allow for a move toward a sub-constitutional management of the pandemic. Okay. Under the current state of emergency, which has been in place since March 2020, the Prime Minister, in the capacity of the competent authority, has special emergency powers to impose restrictions to curb the spread of COVID. The new bill, if passed, would replace the emergency orders. It would empower the Minister of Health to declare a public health emergency and to impose restrictions in the interest of public health after consultation with the Prime Minister. After consulting with the Prime Minister, the Minister would be required to ensure that the Bahamas is in a position to effectively prevent and respond to a public health emergency by preparing a comprehensive national preparedness and response plan.
One of these things is not like the other.
I'm like, what's different here? So it's not officially a state of emergency, but okay. Well, that's why we have the bill, and we're going to go through it because on the surface, it sounds pretty much the same. But we will see, and we'll get the legal experts and the health experts in as well to see whether it really makes a difference.
Sounds very SOE-ish.
I don't understand. Are we ready? Yeah. All right. Let's go to the report with Jasmine Brown.
The Prime Minister tabling both the bill and the resolution, citing the continuing need to protect public health amid surging COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Outside the House, the Attorney General told the press that the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill would replace the emergency order put in place to curb the spread of COVID-19.
It is a framework that will allow for laws and rules and regulations to be imposed, such as mask mandates, the travel health visa, physical distancing requirements. You may be able to close certain businesses or restrict persons allowed in businesses on the basis of public health concerns. So long as any order is an order that is reasonably justifiable in a democratic society.
The AG also explained how it would work.
The Minister of Health, on the advice of health officials, is the person who will make a declaration of health emergency based on the pandemic. So it's no longer the Governor General. The Minister of Health will be able to prescribe rules. Any declaration of a public health emergency will last for three months, but it must be tabled in Parliament within 21 days. Parliament will have the immediate right at any time to revoke the declaration of health emergency by resolution.
The bill empowers the Minister of Health after considering the written advice of the Chief Medical Officer and with the written agreement of the Prime Minister to declare a public health emergency. It also calls for the PM to prepare a national plan outlining preventative plans, preparedness and mitigation measures, response and implementation plans.
What COVID-19 has shown us is that the unexpected can hit you at a moment's notice in a devastating way. So it is obvious that we need to have a more nuanced approach going forward.
The Bahamas has been in a state of emergency since March 2020 after the first case of COVID-19 was confirmed. More than 15,000 cases have been confirmed since then. Bethel defended the move to extend the state of emergency for another 3 months, citing the low vaccination rate.
We want to reach a position where every single Bahamian who wants to get a vaccine can get the vaccine, period, full stop. And that is the goal. Now, once you reach that kind of levels of vaccination, then it's possible to release and to look at other more enduring methods to handle both this pandemic and any successor that may come around the corner.
Bethel says the bill will be tweaked and debated in Parliament following public consultation. Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, this is preliminary. This is very early. We will continue to go through it on the surface. At the first sight of this, for me, this seems troublesome, and it gives a lot of power to the minister. A lot of power to the minister, and I think
in consultation with the Prime Minister.
Sure. You could get a very what's a good word to use? Anxious, hyper minister who feels that, the number of people getting scabies is out of control in the country. We have an emergency. We're going to have to do some things. I could see this becoming, right?
Yeah, but he can't be anxious by himself.
Well, he might be very influential. Who knows, in the future, the Minister of Health could be the Prime Minister.
It's true.
And could influence his cabinet colleagues. And if they have a supermajority, the opposition can't do much about it.
Suddenly we have to wear long sleeve shirts
and wear
for the
masks
rest of our lives.
And giant hats.
Maybe.
And only bathe in rubbing alcohol.
And
I don't know. Because it's an emergency. We have to deal with this. As opposed to... Okay, maybe we are reaching. I don't know. But we're going to go, as you said, more on this over the next few days, especially tomorrow. But from what you are hearing so far, let's get your reaction to it. And they know they have to have public consultation on this because it's going to be very challenging.
Yeah, what does the public consultation do?
Hopefully they will listen when other people say these things as well, that this bill... Because what is the difference here? And again, right now we can all agree that there's a problem. We can all agree. But in the future, when the minister says it's a problem, and we're like, wait, now is it?
Yeah.
But he is able to convince cabinet and the chief medical officer who they hire.
Right. Say no more.
Okay. Anyway, let's hear what you have to say. Again, call in 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This text here, fools, sounds like the same powers as under the emergency orders, except no oversight or debate by Parliament. My, emotions. Okay. These people are so short-sighted, it's scary. What about a state of emergency that needs to be declared because of a natural disaster? We're back to the same old process. There's no legislation to address that. Huh? Or,
Yeah, but those things don't last as long, do they?
Right. You wouldn't be in that for a year and a half.
You're right. Yeah.
But they're not going to get away with the constitutional ability for a state to declare a state of emergency. They're just trying to say that this has gone on long and we need behaviors to continue to be changed. But the fact that they've gone on so long is questionable, and lawyers are already talking about that it needs to end.
Right.
It's never intended to be going on this long.
Is it just because it's called a state of emergency?
And because rights are being violated. You can't tell me what time I have to be in my house.
They're going to be able to violate those rights with the legislation too.
Yeah.
So
some people seem to be much happier with that. I don't know why. This is it's the same thing. What you curfew? Anyway.
The curfew thing, right? I don't even. It might be? It's in there too, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the big thing that people have a problem with, right?
Some people.
Is that
many people say I'm always in bed by 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
those people.
And like you mentioned, the mask mandates.
Right. It's going to be very challenging to if it's not really you feel it's an emergency.
Right.
But
that's how you feel.
But will there? If it's
some people still don't feel like it's an emergency, and they see the numbers and people in the hospital.
Right. Huh. But okay. This one says here, maybe the emergency would mandate that Dwight read more texts. Well, I'll read the good ones. I'm not going to read the ones I can't understand or the ones that are going to be in trouble. Yeah.
Well, you were just baited into reading that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
You should have read it first and then not read it.
I don't read some of them. That's right. You are correct, because they are slanderous, when I say it, libelous text messages, very rude, very poorly written, and I can't understand what you're saying, and it can make me sound like more of an idiot. So there. All right, this one here. Once we're fully vaccinated, et cetera, are we behind the 8 ball again? Are we searching for a goal that fully vaccinated nations have shown is unattainable? Should we be pivoting in our approach based on their results? In fully vaccinated countries, they're finding that the majority of people hospitalized are the fully vaccinated. We aren't being proactive. We aren't following the global and local data enough, and we're not being agile. Interesting. Very interesting. What do you suggest, though?
Is that correct?
I don't know.
I feel like it probably isn't.
Some of it might not be. But what do you suggest, texter? Tell us more. They also texted earlier. Can you get someone to talk about obesity? How many people under 60 have died or were hospitalized from COVID who were obese versus those who were not? Can we further compare the severity of illness to those who were not obese? Yeah. We I don't know if you're the same person who keeps texting about this. Yes, many people are. Many of them are. It is true. Yes.
Do we not, even before the pandemic, have we not talked about Bahamians and obesity and heart disease and...
I feel like nonstop.
Nonstop.
So who doesn't know this? And
diabetes in this country.
Right? So, and that this is the majority of the people in this country. They are either obese or diabetic or hypertensive or all of the above. Right?
What's there to talk about?
So,
I mean...
And yet, the drive-through lines are wrapped around the buildings. So, yeah, okay. What more? All right. This one says here, Dwight, sounds like they want to limit access to the unvaxxed. They say they won't mandate jabs, but now finding a way to force it legally by denying access. No? Where's
the denial of access somewhere?
Who's saying that one? I mean, people have talked about it and have wondered, but where are you seeing that for sure? This text here, going back here. Okay. Regarding the putting of the late, great former Deputy Prime Minister in the first Pindling government, who resigned as Deputy Prime Minister in 1984 after the Commission of Inquiry into massive transshipment and drug trafficking in the country. He stood on principle during those dark days in our country's history. The honor is well-deserved. Great. Yes, we know. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. So more on the bill. Bill will require greater accountability and consultation in health emergencies. So, I mean, this isn't happening now. But anyway, so the restrictions, the health minister would be able to declare a public health emergency and to impose restrictions in the interest of public health after consultation with the prime minister. Restrictions could include lockdowns, curfews, and border closures.
And if like you said, the Minister of Health is the Prime Minister?
Bam.
Talk to himself.
Yeah, man. It's like, I'm the Prime Minister and the competent authority. And what was the other thing he said?
I don't know.
At the time, wasn't he Minister of... He was Minister of Health at the time, right? And he acting.
Right.
Right?
Minister
and
of Finance.
Briefly Minister of Finance? So you could be...
Yeah, he's still Minister of Finance.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Everything. So there you go. That's an easy conversation to have. Or is it? All right. So the minister may also order the closure of public and private businesses and institutions, including places of educational and religious instruction, public and private beaches and parks. The minister would also be empowered in a public health emergency to prohibit or restrict private and public social gatherings and events and activities. Okay, so what is the difference here, folks? For those of you, many of you have been calling for the end of the state of emergency. If this comes into effect and that happens, you're going to feel better? Will that help you to sleep better? Well, this is not a state of emergency. Help me to understand. The minister would also be empowered, we read that. The minister would also be able to impose social distancing or isolation on all persons within any particular area. Mandate the wearing of masks or other protective wear. Oh, boy. Okay. And mandate sanitation measures for individuals, businesses, and public places or facilities, and impose a restriction or requirement relating to the handling of dead bodies.
The difference is they don't have to go through declaring a state of emergency, all of the Governor General stuff, and now they just have to have a conversation.
Just announce it.
Just have to have a conversation, then announce it.
Just announce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that better? The bill empowers the minister to order other restrictions as well in the interest of public health. The minister. Among other powers, the minister would be able to create offenses and provide penalties for breach of any order made pursuant to the legislation. The Prime Minister would be mandated to appoint a committee to advise and make recommendations with respect to the public health emergency. The Prime Minister would appoint. Mm-hmm.
You wanted it.
The Prime Minister. Okay. Prime Minister Minnis, as you know, has had special emergency powers since the Governor General declared a state of emergency in March 2020 in response to the pandemic. And he tabled this bill yesterday for public consultation. If passed, it would replace the emergency orders, which have proved to be controversial at times. So, the government, meanwhile, is seeking parliamentary approval to extend the state of emergency until November 13th, and they're going to do that today. All right. So, again, the bill aims to establish a framework for the development, effective management, and carrying out of measures to mitigate or minimize the effect of a public health emergency, provide a timely response to a public health emergency, enable normal social and commercial activities to continue during a public health emergency, subject to such terms, conditions, or restrictions as may be imposed, protect public health and the healthcare system of the Bahamas, secure and preserve public safety, and safeguard, maintain, and restore health and the well-being of communities. The minister, once satisfied that the country or any part of the country is threatened or visited by a public health emergency. You hear that, folks? The minister, once satisfied that the Bahamas or any part thereof is threatened or visited by a public health emergency, would be empowered to declare a public health emergency by notice published in the Gazette. That's it. No debate, no discussion, no dissenting voices. The minister would be able to declare the public health emergency after considering the written advice of the chief medical officer and with the written agreement of the Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
A copy of the emergency notice would have to be laid before both houses of Parliament no later than 21 days after publication of the declaration. If not renewed, an emergency notice would expire 3 months after it commences. If renewed, it would expire 3 months after the most recent notice renewing it. The minister would have to ensure an effective response to the public health emergency. After consulting with the Prime Minister, the minister would be required to ensure that the Bahamas is in a position at all times to effectively prevent, protect against, and promptly respond at a national level to a public health emergency by preparing a comprehensive national preparedness and response plan and publishing it within 6 months of the date of the commencement of the bill, if enacted, and to be renewed and updated annually.
That's a little different.
Okay. That part is interesting. The minister would be mandated to ensure that the plan be implemented once a threat to public health is posed to the Bahamas or a public health emergency is declared. Okay. All right. So.
Don't let them conch poisoning get crazy, huh? Things shut down. Get an impromptu conch season. No more eating conch.
Folks, let's hear what you have to say. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Remember now, and you see what happens in this type of system we have here. Often the Minister of Health is not a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Often not a doctor.
Well, he's got to get some consultation from a medical professional.
Somebody who works for them.
Yeah, why not? Everybody works for somebody.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Okay. You see what happens when you ask them questions that they feel strongly about, but it goes against what the government line is.
Yeah.
And how they... Yeah, so you see what happens. All right. This text here. Are we going to pretend to not see the big feet protruding from the bottom of the curtains in our sick game of hide and seek with our leaders? In essence, this proposed legislation puts these same powers in the hands of an office whose occupant is decided by the PM, not the people. What cabinet minister you know is going against the PM? Just another way of calling 7 days 1 week. Jokes. Couldn't have said it any better myself.
Right.
Couldn't have myself. Thank you. This one here, we don't know. I didn't know it. I started questioning after seeing a pattern in the pics of people dying, and I haven't heard any doctor talk about it. Oh, this is about the obesity thing. We sensationalize pregnant women, but no one has pointed out that pregnant women are also overweight. Is weight more than pregnancy the danger? They've sensationalized young people with severe illness, but are these young people overweight? I'm asking the question. I don't have the data. They do. A doctor's been on the show and told us that many of the patients, many of the people who get very ill are overweight. Not all, but many. As many would say, the majority of the people in the Bahamas are overweight.
And you don't have to be overweight to have another underlying illness that causes problems.
Very true. Very true.
It's a lot of different things that could be going on.
It's a problem. It definitely is a problem. Call us back. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Wow, A.D. Hannah on the $100 bill. It should have been done since he was alive. Nevertheless, a most fitting honor. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think anybody living, other than the Queen, is on the money.
It's true.
Our money. Yeah, I don't think that's what we do. That's kind of weird. Actually.
Maybe that Marlon is. I don't know.
You think so?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's the design has changed. Maybe it was a different Marlin. They keep
That's
changing
true.
it.
Could be. Yeah.
Wow.
One that they saw.
Okay, Chester, your mind is very. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Glenn.
Hi. Good morning.
Morning.
Boy, I see why a fella penned the song. I penned the song "Stop the World and Let Me Off," and why Bezos, the owner of Amazon and Virgin Atlantic, trying to colonize space, man. Got to get off this place. This third rock from the sun looks like it's getting hot. The minister, he's going to have all the powers. We're going to move closely towards something that may be dictatorial, but who knows? Maybe that's what we need. I don't know. What you think?
What? No, we don't need that.
No. Okay. I just wondered because we're edging toward that. Right, only a few $1 million you need to get up there in space, and you could look down at this foolishness. What do you think?
Hey, that's true. But although that money could be used in so many better ways, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'll try that, though. I think I'll get out of here. Thanks, Dwight.
Okay. Thanks a
Oh,
lot.
you save up some money for that.
Oh man. Okay.
They are accepting volunteers to do a Mars-like mission on Earth for a couple of months if you want to get away. Yeah.
So they put you on a red thing,
right?
And it'll be very cold.
I guess it's on a sound stage or something. Yeah.
Yeah. How many people?
I don't remember how many people they asked.
Like, will there be interventions if someone goes crazy? Will they just let it happen? Oh well, this is what happens. If you were on Mars, we wouldn't be able to get to you in time either. Okay.
You and a giant robot.
Wow.
Sounds like a program we used to watch.
Let's take this call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning, Dwight and Just.
Good morning.
Doing well. Good morning.
Good morning to the nation. Two points I want to make this morning, Dwight. I know that, and you also like to repeat the statistics relating to persons who contract COVID-19 and those who become severe in the illness and those who go on to die, being 99% of those persons being persons who are not inoculated or who were not fully vaccinated or vaccinated at all. Right? Correct, Dwight?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The government of the Bahamas, inclusive of the Prime Minister, the Minister of Health, also loves repeating these statistics to try and lay blame at the Bahamian people's feet for not being vaccinated. However, what they're not discussing, Dwight and Chester, and to the nation, is the fact that if you wish to disclose that statistic, then you have to look at the fact that the Bahamas government plays a major role in that downfall, simply because they have not been able to provide nowhere near the level of vaccinations required in order for Bahamians to have the option to continue to be vaccinated. We are lagging far behind. We have not been able to procure. We have been unable to procure the levels of vaccinations required to ensure that Bahamians have the opportunity to be responsible and continue to become vaccinated to protect themselves, family, friends, etc.
Yeah, Anton, everyone knows this. With their challenges all over the world.
No, Dwight.
You're trying to make it sound like it's intentional.
Everyone does not know it, Dwight.
Yeah, who doesn't know that?
Does not know it because the Prime Minister has never ever came to the Bahamian public and admitted he has a major role to play in why Bahamians have not been able to receive their vaccinations. Instead, he focuses on Bahamians who are dying or the ones who are not being vaccinated, which is very misleading and deceptive, Dwight. Also, the second point that I wish to make is relating to the Minister of Tourism and vaccinations and COVID-19. And his statement in the news last night, or night before last, actually, he's now stating, he went from stating that it's a problem inviting or getting tourists to become interested in coming to the Bahamas because they have to go through the whole process of providing the testing. And now he's stating at the airport during an interview, I think by Our News, your sister company, that the tourists all of a sudden love coming to an environment where they are assured that all tourists coming to the country are being vaccinated. And this is all after they created this whole mess with their stupid policy of not requiring tourists who are coming into our country who are fully vaccinated to be tested. These people don't know what they're doing. They need to be voted out of our government before they completely destroy the number one goose that still lays the golden egg in this country before they completely take us over, the financial deficit and financial debt cliff, because they still have not laid out a strategic plan to get us through this challenge. They do not know what they're doing. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, Anton. You're going to have to start to focus on what we're talking about too, though, right? Otherwise, we'll have to send you some bills because you get your message out every day about, yes, the same thing. But we're talking about this bill. Wanted to hear what you thought about that. But okay. Sure. We got a lot more messages to get to and want to hear more from you on this. Before we go, let's read this very special text message here. Where did it go? I got to read this. Here you are running on about nonsense about changing these colonial names. Well, then, what do you think they should rename Queen's College? Running on. Okay. My old school. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Anything. Village Road School. Whatever. Who? Is that okay. Let's take a break, folks. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Tired of going round and round. I played the game of love and loss. You stopped the world and let me off.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Millions of Americans will be sweating in dangerous heat today and tomorrow, says the Weather Service. Heat warnings and advisories are in effect in many places from coast to coast. Some parts of the I-95 corridor could reach 100 degrees tomorrow afternoon, but it will feel more like 110 in places. Should children be required to wear masks in the classroom now that they're returning to school? The battle's on, says our Jackie Quinn.
Masks in school have become a flashpoint across the nation. Some parents are demanding the protection. Others see it as a punitive action or harassment of their children.
This morning, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is ordering that students and employees in the state schools wear masks indoors, as the fast-spreading Delta variant of the coronavirus brings more infections and hospitalizations there. It's a win for the middle class, says top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer.
It will restore the basic social contract in America. If you work hard, you can do better and pass on even greater opportunities for your children.
Democrats have pushed through the Senate a $3.5 trillion framework for supporting family services, health, and environmental programs. It's another win for President Biden, too. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will face New Yorkers today as she prepares to take over the governor's job. Andrew Cuomo is resigning, though he denies allegations he sexually harassed women. Here's the AP's Mike Hempen on Lieutenant Governor Hochul.
She will begin reintroducing herself to the public today as she prepares to take the reins of power after Governor Andrew Cuomo announced he would resign from office. It remains to be seen how involved Cuomo will be in state government over the next 2 weeks.
This is AP News. A new AP poll finds most Americans have a lot of trust in their healthcare professionals. Here's our Shelley Adler.
At least 7 in 10 Americans trust doctors, nurses, and pharmacists to do what's right for them and their families either most or all of the time. That's according to a poll from the University of Chicago Harris School of Public Policy and the Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. Researchers say that trust could become important in the push to increase COVID-19 vaccinations. That's as long as unvaccinated people have care providers they know and are open to hearing new information about the vaccines. I'm Shelley Adler.
A bear cub was strolling the aisles at a supermarket in Los Angeles last weekend. He eventually walked out the front door. They captured him and released him into the Los Angeles National Forest. There's video showing him strolling around. I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
Got your look at traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. In real-time traffic, we're seeing some heavy traffic on Mile Butler Highway from just north of Fire Trail Road all the way up to Tonique Williams-Darling Highway. You'll be noticing that in the northbound lanes. Glaston Road also busy for you this morning. The closer you get to JFK Drive, north of Fire Trail in the northbound lane. Elsewhere, building traffic on Blue Hill Road, Blue Hill near Carmichael, and especially north of Soldier Road in the northbound lanes heading to Independence Drive. And then we've got some pockets along East Street South, mainly southbound, it seems, between Independence Drive, East-West Highway, and Soldier Road. So keep that in mind this morning. Elsewhere, not looking so bad for you at this time, but we'll have another real-time report for you just after the 8 o'clock news. That's your Morning Blend Traffic Alert, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank, Banking Reimagined.
Be prepared for the rainy season with an RBC loan to fund your rainy season essentials. For hurricane shutters, generators, solar power systems, or general home repair, RBC offers a range of flexible and competitive financing solutions. Let us help you get started at rbc.com/Caribbean/get-a-loan. Special conditions apply. Reimagine your rainy season readiness with RBC financing.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Get ready to paint the town Junkanoo with the Ministry of Tourism at the second virtual Junkanoo Summer Festival. Tune in to Tourism Today Bahamas on Facebook every Saturday, August 14th through the 28th to experience the best of Bahamian music, cuisines, drinks, Bahamian crafts, and live Junkanoo performances. Hosted by Dyson and Wendy Knight. It's Junkanoo Summer Festival time. Brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism.
This is Junkanoo Summer Festival.
Technology serves to make our lives better, so why not your business too? At Custom Computers, we've been maintaining our knowledge and relationships with top tech companies since 1987 and carry only the most trusted brands like Apple, Microsoft, HP, and more. No company has helped more businesses build reliable IT systems than Custom Computers. You name it, we've done it. Call 396-1101 to talk to any of our business experts. Find trust in your tech. Count on Custom Computers.
There's only one way to have a better morning. How? Start your mornings the best way with our 2 for $6 breakfast sandwiches at Wendy's. For a limited time, choose any 2 of your favorite breakfast sandwiches, including the fresh Strachan sack muffin, honey buttermilk chicken biscuit, double sausage muffin, or the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Wash it all down with our cold brew shake or coffee. Better mornings always start at Wendy's. Wendy's, different inside and out. Excludes airport locations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Stop the world! I want to get off!
All right, we're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. So we're talking about, how we called it Marlins. We call them Marlins, $100 bills, because that Marlin that you say might still be alive on the other side.
Hopefully nobody fished him out to sea.
Wow.
Made him dinner, but,
No, don't do that.
So we have... But do we know if the Marlin's still on the 100?
Yeah. It's on the other side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why we still call them Marlins.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
The new 80 Hana bill is going to have
probably still have the Marlins on it. Yeah, still calling them Marlins.
Because have we seen a concept?
No,
yet. Right? Okay.
The designer's probably like, what? Like, oh, gosh, I have to get to work.
Oh, you guys wanted that?
They heard it yesterday. They found out yesterday. Oh, wow, okay.
No, well, the statement from the central bank said they've been working on it for 5 years.
Working on what?
This bill.
Well, to do what? What were they
to make a bill.
Oh, but they didn't say who. They say...
They said who?
They said, what? A bill with him?
There's not been...
That's what they said?
Public knowledge.
But
is that not in the story? I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't hear that part.
I didn't read the whole
Let
thing.
me see.
But
That's kind of creepy. Again, because since nobody living other than the Queen is on.
Well, they were trying to get it out while he was living.
Oh, yeah? That's
Wait, so, okay, maybe it's just me. Should I read it?
Yeah.
The Central Bank of the Bahamas offers its condolences to the family of author
They issued a
Dion
statement.
Hanna
Okay.
on his recent passing. Since 2016, the central bank has worked alongside the government to design a new 100 banknote bearing an image of Mr. Hanna.
Oh, really?
This version of the $100 banknote would have marked the first occasion in the country's history that a banknote would have borne an image of a living Bahamian,
see?
recognizing the individual's contributions to the country's development.
So why did it take so long?
While still alive. Despite the turn of events, the central bank will release the note in September after the 5-year development. For context, the public should note that the redesign and production of a banknote is a time-intensive initiative. The process to source and license a portrait, design the aesthetics, add security, choose the optional substrate, cotton polymer composite, and print and deliver the notes can take many years to accomplish.
5? Oh,
many years.
Okay. Send me
The
that
central bank is
statement,
pleased
please.
with the $100 banknote it is about to release.
Well, that's so sad.
And
I mean,
invites public
they
to stay tuned.
could have. Oh man.
But they wouldn't. No one would have known.
No, but I mean, if they were trying to do it for him while he was living, that was going to be so special. Because
It's so close.
They got to find a way to speed up that process, though.
Really.
I mean, that
Could
just is the greatest irony of them all. I mean, what? A week later?
Well, not a week later.
Well, I mean, it sounds like they were about to.
Probably
They were about ready. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm actually kind of sad now. I'm glad you shared that. Let's see if we can squeeze this call in really quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Dwight, and good morning to your co-host.
Good morning.
Yes, I know why Sir Lyndon did not want his name to be on anything before he died. He said on More FM, saying that I didn't do nothing for 25 years. So they said, I don't want nothing, no, don't do nothing for me. Hello?
We're listening. Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. Because the F&M, when they got it in 92, told the people, the Lyndon Tindlin didn't do anything for 25 years. He said, don't name nothing after me. That's what he said on More FM. When he died, the young people were shocked of the accomplishment for the modern Bahamas who did it. But in politics, people would say anything to get in.
Okay. Thank you very much. Felt that was very important to say today. Okay. Let's break for the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Care for me. I miss the wonders of your kiss. Why did you leave me here like this? Stop the world and let me off. I'm tired of going round and round.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
August 11th, 2021, and you're listening to the Guardian News Network Morning Report. Hello, everyone. I'm Charlene Ferguson. Thanks for tuning in. Topping the news. Debate begins in the House of Assembly today on that extension of the emergency order. Government has also tabled a public health emergency preparedness and management bill, which Attorney General Carl Bethel says will help manage the public health emergency once the state of emergency expires in November. Jasmine Brown reports.
The Prime Minister tabling both the bill and the resolution, citing the continuing need to protect public health amid surging COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Outside the House, the Attorney General told the press that the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill would replace the emergency order put in place to curb the spread of COVID-19.
It is a framework that will allow for laws and rules and regulations to be imposed, such as mask mandates, the travel health visa, physical distancing requirements. You may be able to close certain businesses or restrict persons allowed in businesses on the basis of public health concerns. So long as any order is an order that is reasonably justifiable in a democratic society.
The AG also explained how it would work.
the Minister of Health, on the advice of health officials, is the person who will make a declaration of health emergency based on the pandemic. So it's no longer the Governor General. The Minister of Health will be able to prescribe rules. Any declaration of a public health emergency will last for three months, but it must be tabled in Parliament within 21 days. Parliament will have the immediate right at any time to revoke the declaration of health emergency by resolution.
The bill empowers the Minister of Health after considering the written advice of the Chief Medical Officer and with the written agreement of the Prime Minister to declare a public health emergency. It also calls for the PM to prepare a national plan outlining preventative plans, preparedness and mitigation measures, response and implementation plans.
What COVID-19 has shown us is that the unexpected can hit you at a moment's notice in a devastating way. So it is obvious that we need to have a more nuanced approach going forward.
The Bahamas has been in a state of emergency since March 2020 after the first case of COVID-19 was confirmed. More than 15,000 cases have been confirmed since then. Bethel defended the move to extend the state of emergency for another 3 months, citing the low vaccination rate.
We want to reach a position where every single Bahamian who wants to get a vaccine can get the vaccine, period, full stop. And that is the goal. Now, once you reach that kind of levels of vaccination, then it's possible to release and to look at other more enduring methods to handle both this pandemic and any successor that may come around the corner.
Bethel says the bill will be tweaked and debated in Parliament following public consultation. Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Opposition leader Philip Davis says that legislation should have been introduced earlier. He faults the administration for failing to be proactive during this pandemic.
There's no doubt this is now, 17, 18, 19 months later. He's just now pretending to produce a piece of legislation to address this matter. And so the question has always been be asked, why is it that he wanted to cloak all of the measures that he's been implementing, all the spending that he's been engaged in with this cloak of the proclamation of emergency, which leaves much to be desired in respect of transparency and accountability.
An earlier curfew for New Providence also kicks in today, with persons now having to be off the streets by 9 p.m. But Davis questions what difference an hour will make.
We've always thought that lockdowns and curfews are unnecessary tools in this fight. What is necessary is ensuring that we plan properly, that we have in place the proper testing regime, the proper contact tracing regime, and the facilities to treat persons who have been identified with having the virus.
40,000 Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine doses are expected in-country by the end of the month. Health Minister Renward Wells says the administration secured those additional doses.
Probably by the end of August, we will have somewhere in the area of maybe 40,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson through our African platform. That the Caribbean and Africa came together to increase our buying power, and we have collectively pooled our resources, and the Bahamas right now is entitled to about 40,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson. We put down our down payment for it, and we're expecting probably by no later than the end of August that we'll be receiving that Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
After 4 COVID-positive women recently gave birth, former Minister for Health Dr. Dwight Sands is asking people to be more careful than ever. Kyle Joaquin has that.
This was very recently, within the last 4 days.
He wouldn't say which institution, but former Health Minister Dr. Dwight Sands says one day over the past week proved to be a challenge for one hospital after 4 women, all COVID positive, gave birth.
I didn't specify which institution, but I did make it very clear that it was one of the major maternity facilities in the country. My heart bleeds for those persons who, at a very precious time, are now stressed because they not only have to deal with the challenges of labor and delivery, but COVID.
And he says the issue has become much more serious with more pregnant women now contracting the virus, impacting the country's maternal mortality rate, which for years has been relatively low.
COVID is changing that. And if you look now between the private sector and the public sector, we have had at least 125 women who have now delivered when they were COVID positive. And we have lost a number of those women.
Health Minister Rembert Wells was asked about it today. He didn't confirm nor deny, but said this.
Across the board, folks are testing positive for COVID-19. And so at the end of the day, we are seeking to continue to encourage the Bahamian people to adhere as best that they can to the health protocols.
Sands now calling for Bahamians to practice a bit more personal responsibility as the virus is impacting more people before they even enter the world.
We are now looking at the obvious implications of COVID. People with pneumonia, people that are elderly, people with comorbidities. And we're now seeing it attack the unborn, the pregnant mother, the young child less than 18, infants, and so on and so forth.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Stay with us, there's more news after the break.
It's a perfect day to enjoy the wonderful specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Rainbow Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15 ounce, 99 cents. Rainbow Tuna, 5 ounce, 69 cents. Super Value Purified or Alkaline Water, 5-gallon size, $4.99. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 99 cents per pound. Green cabbages, 79 cents per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Be outright prepared this hurricane season. Here's a preparedness tip from BOP Kids Entertainment. Not our first priority when thinking of preparing for a storm, but definitely a good idea to consider. With the possibility of power outages and loss of telecommunications during a major weather event, cell phone and tablet batteries will only last so long. What will you use then to occupy the kids in the event of a prolonged outage or if you need to take cover in a shelter? It's a good idea to have your children's favorite books, non-electronic games, and puzzles packed in a waterproof container and ready to go just in case. You can thank us later. Be outright prepared this hurricane season. Follow UseBop on Facebook for more helpful tips.
Enjoy an elevated mobile experience with BTC, giving you
unlimited talk for the best conversations, unlimited data for all your online fun,
and unlimited roaming to stay connected while overseas.
For just $50 per line.
Unlock unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming when you sign up for BTC Superfast Fiber Internet with speeds starting at 100 megabits per second. Enjoy more great savings and value. Upgrade or sign up today. Visit any BTC store or btcbahamas.com. Conditions apply.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
How the exercise going? Not too good. What happened? Well, you know Mr. Junior make me one treadmill. Make? You know how he like tinker. Anyhow, he build this treadmill and he hook it up to one of them clothesline, which you could spin. You know the kind what I mean? You made the one what look like the upside down umbrella? That's the one. He figure that since I was working out, I just power up one of them clothesline, so he hook it up direct to the treadmill. Oh, so whilst you're walking, clothes spinning. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to you, eh? You know how heavy wet clothes is? But anyhow, I right there struggling to get the treadmill going. Slow. She start to go now. The treadmill going and the clothes spinning. This time now I building up speed. I running now. I running. The clothes spinning fast now. You're flying now. Yes, and so was the clothes. You would have thought he had enough sense to screw the thing down, eh? The clothes going? I see where they lying yet. So what you gonna do? Go back to Superwash where I should have gone in the first beginning. Superwash, the washes and presses and cleans you 24/7.
Give me my pizza right away. Gotta move quick, no time to wait. No long lines inside the place. Little Caesars, I love the taste. Just come now, you don't have to call, you don't have to wait. Hot and ready. Large pepperoni, $7.99 every day. Hot and ready. Straight out the oven and freshly made. Hot and ready. Little Caesars is hot and ready. Little Caesars is. Get yours now at Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, and now East Street South, Pineapple Plaza. Pizza.
Peter the Peanut Peddler bust up in sunrise that day and start hollering, "Aye, nuts! Aye, nuts!" So Bullock say, when your nuts that I eat is need one injection in your midsection, and that over. Peter say, "Rank!" Today I got dark brown, light brown, and white. See him here. Bella, as usual, Miss Waters only to hear the last part of our conversation and get confused right up. She say, "We don't do no colorization and no nuts here. This a watch shop. Carry that freshness someplace else." And now Peter the Peanut Peddler, he in charge of peanut peddling for the whole of Montrose Avenue.
Sunil's Watching Clock, number 112 Montrose Avenue. Watching Clock sales and repairs, and sometimes peanuts too.
Every day in May features wonderful savings at Super Value and quality supermarkets like Martinelli Cider, 25.4 ounce size, $4.69. Cardinal Cream, large can, 99 cents. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 99 cents per pound. Sweet cantaloupes, 2 for $5. First Choice Sugar, 4-pound bag, $1.99. Carolina Pride sliced ham, 10-ounce size, $2.99. The specials you want are at Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Welcome back. A major grocery store owner is warning that food prices could increase by up to 8% by Christmas as challenges brought on by the pandemic, including food shortages in Florida, have an impact here at home. Jared Higgs explains.
It's ridiculous, man. Real talk. People like us with all these children and things like that, in no way.
Consumers frustrated by high prices and word that they're set to get higher.
A lot of people, even if they're working, I mean, the incomes that they're getting, they come in to really like put groceries in their house to feed the kids and what's not. It's extremely too high right now.
Eyewitness News Online reported that SuperValue owner Rupert Roberts has warned that an 8% increase in the cost of groceries could be reality by Christmas. He says many goods are in short supply, along with increased demand and rising freight costs.
A few items in my hand right now is on $20 for just what's in my hand. 22, 2 juice, fruits.
Shoppers, many just getting back on their feet after pandemic job losses, say prices have been high for a while now. One businessman says the prices of other goods have also increased.
COVID has caused a lot of shipping lanes to be closed. Price of everything, lumber has gone up. The economy is just going up. You got to work out and try to see if you could put a couple extra hours in, I guess. I mean, what else could you do?
Another shopper, a 55-year teaching veteran, offered a suggestion that could help consumers save money.
We need to start growing our own stuff, and it'll be less. All over the world, it's not only in the Bahamas, this is all over. I'm so sorry for these people. What if they make any money?
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I am Jared Higgs.
That's going to do it for local news. Stay with us. AP News is next.
Summer is here, and Shell presents a summer of fun. Win $30,000 in prizes when you spend $20 in fuel at any Shell location, now through September 10th. Experience incredible hotel stays in the Family Islands and Nassau. Win thousands of dollars in fuel, groceries, and electronic devices. Fuel up today and submit your receipts by WhatsApp, email, and Facebook. Follow us on Facebook for more chances to win with Shell. Terms and conditions apply.
At Apex Award Signs and Engraving, the name says it all. The country's trusted name for trophies, plaques, corporate seals, rubber stamps, badges, bumper stickers, traffic and street signs, keychains, t-shirts, interior signs, restaurant menus, and so much more. Apex Award Signs and Engraving, number 128 Mount Royal Avenue in Wilton Street. Open 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and 9 to 1 on Saturdays. Visit the website at apexawardsbahamas.com. Apex Award Signs and Engraving, number 1 in the Bahamas.
When does a simple meal become exceptional? You guessed it, when it's made the fresh market way. We're talking exquisite cuts of fresh meat, succulent fresh seafood options, the best in fresh produce, and who can forget our exotic spices and herbs? Come on, get ready to shake up your taste buds and let our aisles inspire your inner food genius. Homemade salted caramel ice cream, egg noodle stir fry, time to rock and roll. Slow smoked beef ribs, oh baby! Remember, go fresh and craft delicious with Fresh Market.
At Master Technicians, we have what your family traditions need, starting with industry-best refrigerators, ranges, and ovens. We also carry Whirlpool washer and dryers, dishwashers and freezers, leading KitchenAid countertop appliances, blenders, microwaves, juicers, kettles, and KitchenAid stand mixers. We even do free delivery in New Providence or to the boat of your choice. Whether you're doing the laundry, creating new memories in the kitchen, or spending family time in front of the television, Master Technicians Limited, keeping family traditions alive for more than 50 years.
I been up by Pender the other day and I meet him riding around on the payload. I say, Pender! He smiled away. I say, man, Pender, I really like what you're doing with the yard. You nod his head and keep moving stuff around. I say, with this new layout, this could be a true drive-through. Each time I was in the way with the hand, so I back on the side. I say, and with this setup, this could be a real one-stop shop. He stopped the payload and he get down. Pender say, Lampkin, do this look like a Cadillac? I say, no. Or this quiet like a Cadillac? I say, no. Well, what make you think I hear a word you say? Anyhow, don't mind him. You would like the changes coming soon to Pender.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Stay connected. Push to talk connected from Cable Bahamas. Buy 5 push-to-talk devices and get one free. Stay connected with your crew wherever, whenever. Buy 5, get one free. Push to talk from Cable Bahamas Business Solutions. Service provided by Alive. Believe in best. For more information, email businesssolutions@cablebahamas.com or call 601-8911. Limited time offer. Stipulations apply.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:20, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Here's what's happening. A lot going on. We've got high pressure extending across the country that will continue to maintain moderate to locally fresh easterly winds, while an upper-level low shifting westwards over the area. That's going to support some showers and thunderstorms today. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Fred will begin to impact the southern Bahamas late tonight into tomorrow with tropical storm conditions. So, as you may know, tropical storm watches are in effect for the southeast Bahamas. Beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should remain alert due to the moderate risk of rip currents along east coast beaches, and residents are being urged to limit outdoor activities and remain hydrated due to heat indices expected in the triple digits again today. We'll have more on tropical storm Tropical Storm Fred in just a bit. But your forecast for today for the northwest Bahamas, partly sunny and hot. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms today. Mainly fair and warm tonight with a passing shower or two possible. Gusty winds and higher seas can be expected in showers and thunderstorms. For the central and southeast Bahamas today, partly sunny, warm, and breezy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Cloudiness and breezy to windy conditions along with scattered showers and thunderstorms will begin spreading into the southeast Bahamas by late tonight. For boaters and small craft operators in the central Bahamas should not venture far from port, and operators in the southeast Bahamas should remain in port. Temperature-wise, today look for highs getting up to around 93 Fahrenheit, 34 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 75 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius. In your extended outlook, Tropical Storm Fred will move near or across the southeast Bahamas tomorrow and continue on a west-northwest track with tropical storm conditions affecting parts of the islands through the remainder of the week. So for tomorrow, Thursday, partly sunny with passing showers and isolated thunderstorms in the northwest Bahamas, to partly cloudy and windy with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the central and southeastern islands. Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with scattered showers and thunderstorms. So, in addition to Fred, we've got a tropical wave about a few hundred miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. That continues to produce a concentrated area of showers and thunderstorms, and some gradual development is possible over the next several days. Formation chance is about 30% over the next 5 days. So, with Fred, Tropical Storm Fred is nearing the Dominican Republic and could begin to affect the southeast Bahamas by tomorrow, as we said, as a tropical depression. Tropical storm watches are in effect for the southeast Bahamas, including Inagua, Mayaguana, Acklins, Crooked Island, Samana Key, Long Key, Ragged Island, and also the Turks and Caicos Islands. As of 5 o'clock, the center of Fred was just about 190 miles east-southeast of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, 410 miles southeast of Matthewtown in Inagua, or 305 miles south-southeast of Grand Turk. That puts it 760 miles southeast of New Providence. Fred is moving near the west, near 16 miles per hour, and a general west-northwest motion is expected to begin later today and continue for the next few days. On the forecast track, the center of Fred is expected to be near Hispaniola, near or over Hispaniola later today, and move near the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos as a tropical depression on Thursday, and move north of the northern coast of central Cuba Friday. Maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles per hour. Some weakening is likely while the system interacts with Hispaniola later today. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 45 miles from the center. So again, we're expecting it to downgrade to a tropical depression after interacting with Hispaniola, and that's what Inagua and Ragged Island and other islands in the southeast Bahamas will begin to experience tonight and tomorrow as it moves near the area. Residents in the southeast Bahamas and Turks and Caicos should continue to prepare for the possibility of tropical storm winds beginning late tonight, and residents in low-lying and flood-prone areas should expect rainfall, heavy rainfall of 1 to 3 inches with isolated amounts of 5 inches over the next few days. So that's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us. And at 8:25, another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. Your hot spots this morning in your real-time traffic, Samara Butler Highway, heavy traffic from just north of Fire Trail in the northbound lanes to Tonique Williams-Darling Highway. Gladstone Road also busy for you this morning, northbound to JFK Drive. Blue Hill Road, seeing some heavy traffic north of Soldier Road to Independence Drive, the northbound lanes there. And near Carmichael Road, Blue Hill Road is a bit busy, heading up to Soldier Road at this hour. Elsewhere, we've got pockets along Carmichael westbound to Coral Harbor Road. And Wolf Road, seeing some pockets at some of the major intersections there. West Bay Street also just east of Arawak-Key. You'll be noticing that traffic there as you get closer to Nassau Street. And as you head into the downtown area this morning. Those are your hot spots. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC Royal Bank, banking reimagined.
Pediasure, the #1 brand recommended by pediatricians, now has 33% less sugar compared to previous formula and provides 25 vitamins and minerals and 7 grams of protein kids need for a healthy growth. It's a convenient meal or snack with a delicious kids-approved taste they'll love. Pediasure, nutrition to help kids grow. Ask your pediatrician about Pediasure today.
You invest in your children, your home, and your community. But are you investing in your financial future? At CFAO, we specialize in investment management, retirement planning, mutual funds, and private wealth management. Our team of experts never stops helping you plan for tomorrow. Because tomorrow begins today. Call us at 502-7010 to see what our financial advisors can do for you. CFAO, growing wealth for future generations.
Get ready to paint the town Junkanoo with the Ministry of Tourism at the second virtual Junkanoo Summer Festival. Tune in to Tourism Today Bahamas on Facebook every Saturday, August 14th through the 28th to experience the best of Bahamian music, cuisines, drinks, Bahamian crafts, and live Junkanoo performances. Hosted by Dyson and Wendy Knight. It's Junkanoo Summer Festival time. Brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism.
This is Junkanoo Summer Festival.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Stop the world. I want to get off. Stop the world and let me off. Tired of going round and round. I'll play the game of love and loss. You stop the world and let me off. Stop the world and let me off. I'm tired of going round and round.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be getting some information about the Junkanoo Summer Festival. It is back and it's going to be virtual this year. Stay tuned for that. We're going to get to that in just a second. We've been talking about a lot of things this morning, getting your initial reaction to the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill. That was tabled yesterday in the House, and talking about some of the other things that have been in the news, including the government deciding to put the late 80 Hannah, on the $100 bill, and what else? The latest with COVID in the country. And we want to get to Johnson & Johnson in just a bit. And I don't know if we have time to talk about this, but this disturbing report, what the former health minister, Dwayne Sands, is saying about pregnant women and COVID, and it's just very scary, very scary. Let's take this call quickly, and then we'll get to Johnson & Johnson. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight and Chester again. My apologies, but thank you for the off. I had to call back because it's too critical to allow the information to just flow without being addressed. What you read for us, Dwight, in that statement from the central bank, it says that the Prime Minister is very deceptive. He stood in Parliament yesterday, Dwight, and made it seem as though it was him and his government that decided to put the face of the most honorable, the late Arthur Dion Hannah, on the face of the $100 note, when the central bank statement clearly states they have been working on this from 2016, when he was nowhere near a part of being the government, except in opposition. This man cannot be trusted. Thank you, sir.
Okay. But we've also been celebrating the fact that he's going to be on the $100 bill,
yeah.
which is the big
The
picture.
focus, yeah.
The big picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Glenn.
Hi.
I'd like to make a suggestion, saying that we're all in it for A.D. Hanna. What a great wonder. You know, A.D. Hanna was a true Bahamian. Okay, he looked out for all of us. Okay, and it's great to see the government that really opposed him honor him in this manner. This is nation building, okay? And this is what I talk about, the National Development Plan. You know, our country needs this type of motive going into the future. And kudos to a prime minister that I thought was not paying attention. You know, but there is another thing that I can request from him. You know that place that we call Mountbatten? You can also name that after A.D. Hanna, because he was that type of man.
I think that's a private. That's a private place. So,
Thanks for letting me share.
Okay, it's a private place.
Privately owned. They
As
could
somebody
do what they
mentioned about Queens College too, through the texter who was talking about that. These aren't government institutions.
Yeah.
It's a private companies. If that's what they want to call the place, that's their business. But when it's public, that's a different story. But yeah, that's a private place. So, okay. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. How you doing, Dwight?
Doing well.
All right. I was calling about this bill that's being tabled. We have to be a little bit concerned and take off our political hats for 1 minute and realize what is getting ready to happen. We have persons that's in power right now that's power struck. And to allow them to violate our constitutional rights, this bill requires a referendum. We are going to let this prime minister turn himself into a king if we allow him to pass such a bill. It requires the people's voice. We cannot allow him and his colleagues to continue to violate our fundamental rights. This is very concerning. We are continuing to allow them to do so. They have done it already. We have to let the people decide whether or not we're going to let them become kings in this country.
Yep. Thank you very much. I hope people are paying attention. They seem to be very caught up on the state of emergency title. But this bill could be... Boy. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
But this call about this referendum on this state of emergency bill, you know.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't need a referendum.
Kind of wild because many things need a referendum and you know, hasn't been called for.
I don't think that's what I think he means that you just need the public to voice their opinion. We don't need a referendum, but we need the people to speak out.
Right. So, but I want to address just the vaccine thing, right? We have leaders in our community, political leaders, anti-vacciners. You know, people have already caught the vaccine, leaders, and still are anti-vacciners, you know, and all around the world, right? The people who are responsible for the pressure on the healthcare system are the anti-vaccinators. And this thing is data for it. You know, we have data for these things, and these people are still the same. And the other, I got another place. The PLP point man. Presumably the next minister of health, if they were in the government, he's blaming some other things for our pressures, rather than stating that the vaccine is necessary. You know, and when this vaccine becomes not an emergency thing, it's going to happen soon in a couple of months. It's going to happen. Nothing's going to stop. You see, and you have the United States mandating the military, going to be mandating it and that time, things are gonna happen. You see, and we as the people, we have politicians. We being too political about it. Like a few governors in the United States, the Texas governor and the Florida governor against the mask mandate. Come on, man, please. These things need to stop. You know, we need to get out of this politics thing and really become bipartisan.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Let's get to this about the vaccines. Johnson & Johnson, we're expecting that. I think this surprised a few people yesterday when this was the name we heard. People had been thinking Pfizer was the one we're going to be getting next.
Sooner than later.
Yeah. But take a listen to this, another report from our Taylor Ferguson.
40,000 Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines expected in country by the end of the month. That's according to Health Minister Renwood Wells, who said the Minnis administration has secured the additional doses.
I can speak to the fact that probably by the end of August, we will have somewhere in the area of maybe 40,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson through our African platform, that the Caribbean and Africa came together to increase our buying power. We have collectively pooled our resources, and the Bahamas right now is entitled to about 40,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson. We put down our down payment for it, and we're expecting probably by no later than the end of August that we'll be receiving that Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
During his national address Monday night, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis said over the next few months, the Bahamas would have enough COVID vaccines to vaccinate everyone in the country who wants to take the jab. Wells said last month the Bahamas is expected to receive 57,330 doses of Pfizer through the COVAX facility. The Prime Minister didn't indicate last night whether the additional doses secured were Pfizer or AstraZeneca. The Bahamas has received 129,296 doses of AstraZeneca since March. The $100 bill getting a new...
Okay. Our Taylor Ferguson with that report there. Johnson & Johnson. Mm-hmm. The one and you're done one they had claimed, but of course we know now that boosters are already needed for that one, as they may be for all of them. But is there interest in Johnson & Johnson here?
There used to be a lot of interest in Johnson & Johnson.
When it was first announced.
Has it waned?
Let us know. Let us know if you're interested in that. Were you holding out for that? I know some people initially were saying they were holding out because they wanted a one shot and done. They didn't want to have a second shot.
You could get a one shot and done with any of the vaccines.
You're good. You're good. But it seems like you may need to go back even the next week for Johnson.
The efficacy might not be what you want, though.
Yeah. All right, let's read some of your final messages before we take a break here. What have I done to them? Oh, boy. Okay, hold on. Oh, boy. Okay. This one here. I've highlighted everything, and now, oh, my. Okay. This is a text. This bill's incredibly scary. Being a young Bahamian, I'm starting to feel my Bahamas turning into China, they say. China.
Right.
Wow. This one here, we're back and forth between a lot of these issues. Wow, A.D. Hanna on the $100 bill. It should have been done since he was alive. Nevertheless, a most fitting honor. Yes, indeed. This one, Dwight, the part of the bill that indicates the appointing of a committee. If the Prime Minister is responsible for that, then the committee should be comprised of a particular demographic. For example, percentage from the opposition, percentage from the population, and then the other percentage could be from the governing body. Something like that will make it a little more fair. It's already outlined in the bill what it's supposed to be made of. When we talk more about it tomorrow, we'll get into that too. And but yeah, let's hear what you say. Maybe they can adjust it. Hopefully they will. Mm-hmm. This one says, sounds like he would be more the Prime Minister. Wouldn't be surprised if this passes. Our Prime Minister would miraculously become the Minister of Health. Interesting. Well, another one here. Everyone just needs to be more responsible. We are not children. He needs to pass a bill to correct our hospital saturation and clinics. More beds, more. We are in the hurricane season. Yet we don't have shelters to stand anything That's what needs real attention. I'm reading because it's a little jumbled up there. Another one here. The difference with this health legislation to the emergency powers is the requirement to have a debate in the House on the measures implemented at the time. That's what the opposition was saying was the problem with the emergency powers, not that they disagreed with the measures in general. The problem is that they're required to have a debate in the House. That's a good thing. Here, with this bill, that won't be required at all, right?
Right.
You will just declare it and put it in the Gazette. So the debate was no? Okay. This one says, at least now the legion of lawyers in our country can make some money by challenging the proposed new law and suing the taxpayers.
Suing the taxpayers.
Well. Someone says, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the CMO subscribe to the Code of Ethics? Lots of people are supposed to.
Doesn't everyone?
Yeah, lots of people are supposed to. I'm not saying that the CMO doesn't. I'm just saying that when the people who hire you and decide if you're going to stay there want to do something, like call a state of, say there's an emergency. Okay. I don't believe that folks don't trust the doctors when it comes to being immunized and consuming medication, but this particular virus just happens to have more skepticism and mysticism about it. And as children, we were led by our parents and guardians and had no choice in the matter. Also, the analogies that I hear being thrown around just don't compare and align with each other in trying to encourage people to become vaccinated. Okay. And we got to go. Let me just read a couple more. Someone says here, way to go putting Mr. Hanna and the bill. It should have been there a long time. Take the queen off. They have a word there. I'm not going to say that, even though I... Yeah. Okay. And... yeah.
That could be.
Oh. Okay. That's a prayer for Anton there. This one says here... Yeah. Okay. You didn't read my explanation. Can you please read it? Always enjoy listening. Okay, let's see what they're saying here. From what Carl Bethel read, I heard him say something about being able to deny access to places. Did he not say that? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. What was that related to? Is the government seeking to gain that authority by way of this process? Sounds like the bill will be able to even force jabs, or am I misunderstanding? I'm not too sure about the last part, but I see what you're saying with the first part there. Yeah. All right, we're going to have more on this, as I said. This text here before we go. What's the point of debating in the House when the government will still do what it wants anyway? That is a very interesting question. I still prefer that to all of a sudden I decree that this is the thing, right? If I have to go to the House, and who knows if we can separate the cabinet from the members of Parliament, one day we can have a system where the people even in the same party as in the governing party will be able to vote their conscience and say, yeah, we don't support it. And I don't have to be concerned about losing my cabinet position. We don't think this is right to extend the state of emergency, even though I'm an F&M or I'm a PLP and you're the government. We don't think it's right. Majority rules, bam. In this system that we have, it'll never happen. So we got to change that too, right? Let's take a break, folks. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Enjoy an elevated mobile experience with BTC, giving you
unlimited talk for the best conversations, unlimited data for all your online fun,
and unlimited roaming to stay connected while overseas.
For just $50 per line.
Unlock unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming when you sign up for BTC Superfast Fiber Internet with speed starting at 100 megabits per second. Enjoy more great savings and value. Upgrade or sign up today. Visit any BTC store or btcbahamas.com. Conditions apply.
Be prepared for the rainy season with an RBC loan to fund your rainy season essentials. For hurricane shutters, generators, solar power systems, or general home repair, RBC offers a range of flexible and competitive financing solutions. Let us help you get started at rbc.com/Caribbean/get a loan. Special conditions apply. Reimagine your rainy season readiness with RBC Financing.
Many people wonder, what makes Boost Academy unique? Maybe it's our 8-to-1 student-staff ratio, the emphasis we place on student individuality, our focus on numeracy, literacy, and creating better citizens by sharpening students' critical thinking skills. One of our many talented teachers, program facilitators, and mentors. Or just maybe it is our commitment to taking full responsibility for your child's education, no hidden fees or costs. Regardless of what it is, let us help your child reach their full potential. Boost Academy is currently enrolling students of grades 4 through 12. Visit www.boostbahamas.com to apply now.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We're back here with Morning Blend Business. Oh, Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Getting ahead of myself. That's coming up in a few minutes. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards and Junkanoo Summer Festival. One of our favorite events is coming back, but it's going to be virtual this year. What does that mean? Director of Events Management of the Ministry of Tourism, Charity Armbrister, is joining us. Good morning, Charity. Hope you're doing well. Can barely hear you there. No, if you got a mic issue, can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
There we go. There we go. Okay, we got you now. Okay, so this is going to be the second virtual Junkanoo Summer Festival after last year. Tell us about it. Why virtual?
Well, because of the pandemic right now, that's the safest thing to do. While we all would like to mix and mingle, as you know, Bahamians like to touch and feel, but unfortunately we can't do that right now. And, last year we hosted the virtual Junkanoo Summer Festival, and this year we thought we'd do it again and take it up even a notch.
Okay, so how does it work? Being a virtual festival,
right?
How does that even explain it to us? Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. So what we would have done was to go into a studio, practicing all of the COVID protocols, and everything is being recorded. This year we're having live bands performing, and we also included more of our authentic activities, such as straw plaiting, bush teas, fire dancing, limbo dancer, mixologists, and chefs. And so we have an action-packed show for the public, and I'm sure everybody's going to love it. We also have Junkanoo competitions where every week we will showcase a competition, whether it's a 5-man combo, king and queen, or the headpiece. And once it's shown, we're asking the public to go online and vote, and that would be at Bahamas.com events Junkanoo. And to view the virtual Junkanoo Summer Festival, we're asking you to go to Tourism Today Bahamas Facebook page and just join us for 3 Saturdays beginning this Saturday, August 14th, and then again on the 21st and the 28th will be the final one.
Okay, wow. So you mentioned a lot there. You mentioned the performances. Is this related to what we were supposed to have at the end of July with the all Bahamian music with the artists? Is this being incorporated there, or is this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay,
absolutely.
there we go.
We have Aristo and the Spang Band, Synergy, the Duke Box, Gino D, Lady E, Veronica Bishop, D-Mac. It's going to be a wonderful show. And so we're asking everyone to please join in and to vote for the competitions. And we're also having 2 all-star Junkanoo groups performing at the end of every show, and a final Junkanoo rush out. And we were able to secure approval from the Ministry of Health and the competent authority with the provision of only allowing persons who are fully vaccinated to participate. And we will be enforcing that. We have the list of all of the Junkanoo participants, and they are asked to bring their vaccine cards and show proof when they get them.
Wow. Okay. So as you said, you just need to log on and you'll be able to watch everything.
Yes.
All right. So what time do things start? We know the
So
first
it
Saturday is
starts
this week.
at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday, August 14th, and then on the 21st, and then on the 28th for the 3 Saturdays at 7 p.m. Go online, join us in the celebration as we display authentic Bahamian culture.
Wow. So 7 p.m. How late are we going?
The show, it's just under an hour, I would say, about 45 minutes. So we, online, I think it's not quite as in person. And so we want to make sure we can hold the viewers' attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so we didn't want to make it too long, but we just want to make it very exciting and leave them wishing that they had some more. But they'll have to wait until the next week.
Right. All right. So let's go through each week. So the 14th, this week, what are we looking at specifically? What are we going to expect Saturday?
Well, actually, every week you have basically a combination of all of the elements that I've mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And every week there would be a separate competition. For example, the first week we would showcase the 5-man combo. And then the next week we'll do the king and queen. And the last week we'll do the headpiece. And so every week we would showcase one of the local artists that I would have mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a different mixologist, including Marv, who is world renowned. And we have wonderful chefs who will be fixing up for us some delightful dishes.
Okay. All right. That's, dishes. So, I mean, but we want to taste that. How?
I know. And guess what? The recipes, they're not very complicated. So you would be able to try them at home. And they're not using ingredients that you can't find. A lot of it has local ingredients, and it's very simple to do. I was like, when we recorded most of it in the studio, I was like, wow, gotta try that. And the mixologist drinks, you definitely want to give a hand at those during the summer.
Nice. And so afterwards, will you be able to rewatch the videos if you miss it on the day?
I'm sure they will be still available on our Tourism Today, Bahamas Facebook page.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
So you said the recipes are going to be up there. You're going to be able to get them and make them at home as soon as you can. So
yes.
Okay, that's going to
you would want to try them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It sounds good. Any idea at all? I mean, I'm sure you're having these discussions, but is there a threshold or a point at which we can say, all right, we think we can safely organize an in-person event? Do you see that at all?
I am so hoping, and the events department the last in-person event that the ministry host was Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival in Exuma, and that was in March 2019. And I recall we had just gotten back early that week, and by that weekend we were in lockdown. So I'm just longing for it as much as everybody else, but we're trying to make sure that we keep, the culture out there, and to be able to put it on Facebook, and so that our potential visitors, when checking out the Bahamas sites, can see what we really have to offer, whether it's in person or online. But I'm just hoping that come 2022, we would be able to get back to some sort of normalcy.
And I mean, I know it's all over the country, but even on some of the other family islands, is that not a possibility?
Absolutely the same thing. Everything has been stopped. It's really, and these events, while we keeping our culture alive, it also helps to boost the economy.
Yeah.
A lot of the local vendors and restaurants and chefs and the entertainers, oh my God, they rely on a lot of these events.
Yeah.
And so we're just hoping and praying that we would be able to do it live again very soon.
Yeah, we definitely are. It feels like we've missed out on so much. We've lost so much.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Don't even feel like ourselves anymore. Wow. All right, but we're going to have the virtual event and event. Can you say who's going to be performing this weekend? Do we know that as yet?
I don't have the exact lineup for this week's show, but even that makes it even more exciting. You don't know which artist is going to be on, so you want to make sure and tune in to make sure you don't miss your favorite artist.
Yep, definitely. And people are asking about the Junkanoo group. What can you tell us about it?
Well, actually, we're going with a smaller all-star, and then we also have an all-star group at the KCNP, thanks to Mr. Dion Miller, who I've been working very closely with. He's been very supportive in getting out the information to the Junkanoo groups and their leaders, and getting them to participate in the competitions and the Junkanoo Rush, making sure that they all have all the relevant information that's required, and getting us to list the names and letting them know they have to be vaccinated in order to participate. And for the competitions, I just want to say that this year we have upped prizes. So I think those persons would be very pleased for the first, second, and third place finishes.
Oh, yeah. What can you tell us about them? Tell us about the prizes.
Okay, so for the 5-man combo, it's $1,500, $1,000, and then $500.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
so there's money out there to get.
Yeah.
And so those persons who jumped in the line and participated, they will be rewarded.
Excellent stuff. Okay, so remind us where to log in, where to watch it, what time, what's going to be happening this Saturday and the next, 3 Saturdays in total.
Yes, yes. And so to watch it, you go to Tourism Today, Bahamas Facebook page. To vote, you go to bahamas.com/events/Junkanoo. And the information will be on all of tourism's media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, people can go to our Bahamas.com website.
All right. Sounds like it's going to be a good time. Director of Events and Management at the Ministry of Tourism, Charity Armbruster, thank you so much for talking about the Junkanoo Summer Festival, the second virtual one. I gotta say it. Hopefully, this is the last virtual one, but yeah, because we want it back. We want it back every weekend next summer. Every weekend from June straight through next summer to make up for lost time.
Actually, I'm hoping by we can only pray that hopefully by early next year we can really get cracking with all of our festivals and events in person.
Yeah, definitely. Charity, thanks so much. Always a pleasure talking with you. And,
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. All right, we're going to take a break for news. When we come back, Morning Blend Business, we're talking with the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center about their Technical Innovation Grant. And we're meeting another one of their success stories this morning. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is the Guardian News Network update on the hour. Hello, everyone. I'm Charlene Ferguson. The Minister of Health, after consultation with the Prime Minister, could soon be empowered to declare a public health emergency and to impose restrictions in the interest of public health. That's one provision in that draft Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Management Bill 2021, which the Prime Minister tabled in the House of Assembly yesterday. It would give the Health Minister power to impose lockdowns, curfews, border closures, and restrict private and public gatherings. A special committee appointed by the Prime Minister would advise the Health Minister. Government has promised extensive public consultation before finalizing that bill. If passed, it will replace the controversial emergency orders which have governed response to this pandemic. Well, that extended curfew for New Providence, Paradise Island, and Grand Bahama kicks in tonight, with everyone now having to be off the streets by 9 p.m. unless they have a very good reason for moving about. The Prime Minister has said that curfew will be enforced, but some business owners have already complained it could complicate their operations in terms of early closures and the movement of late-night staff. And a tropical storm watch has now been issued for our southeastern islands, as the Met Office says they could begin to feel the effects of Tropical Storm Fred late tonight and into tomorrow. That system dumped about 6 inches of rain on Puerto Rico last night. It's moving west-northwest at 16 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Boaters in the south are being cautioned not to venture too far from port. That's what's making headlines at this hour. Stay with us. AP Update is next.
Boy, why you look so mashed up like clothes at the washer?
No, boy, just a hard day, boy.
Hard day? What happened? The breakfast lady ran out of tuna and gritsy.
We need to start joking about everything, you know. This serious, boy. This real serious, boy.
Boy, what's serious? Tell me.
All right, well, today, boss gave us, boy, one big contract. And nobody else get a chance and nobody say nothing.
Boy, you know that ain't right. You know government contracts ain't supposed to go that way.
Yeah, but nobody's saying nothing. Boss man just tell people to sign the papers. Then he send me to meet this boy downtown and collect this envelope.
You need to tell somebody. You need to become a whistleblower.
You know I's a real man, but I never blow no whistle. I be drunk all my life in Junkanoo.
No way. A whistleblower is someone who tells people what they see when they see something wrong happening at work.
But I ain't no whistleblower, and I ain't no snitch. I still white there, you know.
But ain't nobody gonna know it's you. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers, or you could text them from inside the Crack Crime Bahamas app. They don't ask about you, and your call goes straight through to Miami, so nobody know you is. And if you text, your message get mixed up like Kong Salad.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau, or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. This traffic report is brought to you by Shield Insurance and Prudential Law Adjusters.
Well, look at traffic now in the obvious upturn and the amount of traffic that we see moving about during the morning commute at this hour. The Eastern Road looking a lot similar to earlier days with traffic congestion delays. hanging out over there trying to get out. The traffic light intersection at Wolf, Soldier, and Village Road looking similar to earlier days too. Not overly crowded yet, but busy getting through that intersection. And as we look at all around the island, we can see the activity in the streets can be seen with minor delays at stop signs, traffic lights, and intersections. Recent disturbances on New Providence Avenue off in the west, the corridor between JFK and West Bay Street still has traffic reeling through that corridor, and it's still a bit slow getting through there into the Saunders Street roundabout. Nevertheless, the ride into the city on West Bay Street, hassle-free. It only gets a bit slower when you pass Nassau Street and going through the area, passing the point and into downtown. Inner city area is gradually growing, very active, slow familiar slowdowns are developing on Prince Charles Drive, getting into the Marathon, Robinson, and Eastern Highway intersection. In the southwest, usually most problematic, we've still got Gladstone Road with line there, but it's a lot shorter, and they're getting out of there. So while highway, that's a bit more challenging, still have a long traffic line back up there. But with the low traffic count moving on Tony'sville and Darling, well, I suspect that's going to clear in short order. The Michael Road exit onto Blue Hill Road, not lengthy at all, and it's stop and go, but a minor slope on top of the hill on Blue Hill Road for the traffic that's getting below into the Tony'sville and Darling roundabout. Overall, mild traffic today, but a little bit better than some days. This NASA traffic report is service of Dr. Danny Johnson Associates at Foot Ankle International, who is offering the simplest and safest treatment for a paid-bill fee. They're located atop the hill at Fort Charlotte on Dean's Lane, followed at 322-5402. With your Riders Guide, look at traffic in real time. I'm VAAA.
Michael was in a horrible car accident. Prudential Loss Adjusters managed his claim and got him the settlement he deserved. Sierra's roof received hurricane damage. Thanks to Prudential, she and her kids are happy with their claim settlement. Tammy fractured her ankle in a slip and fall. Prudential saved her time, money, and peace of mind. Prudential Loss Adjusters are here for you whenever a tragedy strikes. Call 322-4026 now.
Protect the things that really matter to you. Shield Insurance is the insurance company that grows with you to meet your insurance needs through this beautiful adventure we call life. From automobile to home to life and health, boat, liability, construction, and business insurance, Shield has affordable policies, flexible options, friendly service, and the expertise to protect your hard-earned assets. Shield Insurance agents and brokers in Nassau, call 356-7202 or Freeport 352-5945.
I'm Rita Foley with an AP News Minute. It'll be dangerously hot in much of the nation today and tomorrow from coast to coast, says the Weather Service. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will address New Yorkers today as she prepares to take over as governor. Andrew Cuomo is resigning, though he denies sexually harassing women. Here's the AP's Mike Hempen.
Hochul stayed out of public sight Tuesday, but said in a statement she is, quote, prepared to lead. Hochul plans to hold her first news conference this afternoon at the state capitol. She served briefly in Congress, representing a Buffalo area district, but kept a modest profile as lieutenant governor in a state where Cuomo had the spotlight. I'm Mike Hempen.
The Taliban is seizing more ground in Afghanistan. The insurgents now control much of the nation as the U.S. and NATO finalize their withdrawal after a decades-long war in Afghanistan. I'm Rita Foley.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. And I'm Dwight Strachan with Chester Robards. This morning, it is our twice monthly series with the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. This morning, we are very pleased to have back with us Executive Director Davinia Bain. We have Director of External Relations Samantha Roll. And I believe we have Bahamas E-Commerce Advisory Board Chair Edison Sumner? Yes, Edison Sumner, good morning. And also from Bahama Mobile Stamp, Clayton Panza. Everybody, good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, Dwight. Good to be here.
Good morning, Dwight. Thanks for having us.
Good morning. Wonderful as always. All right, so this morning we're going to focus on, before we get to Bahama Mobile Stamp, we're going to focus on the Technical Innovation Grant. And Davinia, you started us off with that. What exactly are we talking about there? Tell us more about that.
So you would know that the government, particularly starting in Grand Bahama, has had a huge focus on encouraging not just tech companies, but tech intrusion or integration into businesses. But in addition to their effort, the SPDC has always wanted to make sure that our companies were very cognizant of the opportunities available to them in terms of tech efficiencies. And so we were really happy when we were able to partner with the E-Commerce Advisory Board to really push out this concept of let's give you a jump start with assistance specifically for tech-related items in your business so that we could have more of our companies operating in an efficient and nimble way, especially during these times in our economy. So really, we partnered with the E-Commerce Advisory Board who have taken the lead with this initiative. And so I would allow Edison, from their point of view, to talk about some of the main objectives from the Advisory Board's point of view.
All right, Edison Sumner.
Great. Thank you, Davinia, and thank you, Dwight. Always good to be on your show.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
So let me start first by saying that the E-Commerce Advisory Board is a statutory board established under legislation of the of the Electronic Communications and Transactions Act. And that board is established for the purpose of advising the minister responsible for ICT and electronic communications, who in this instance happens to be Senator Kwesi Thompson, to advise the minister on all matters relative to e-commerce, digitization, electronic communications, etc., and ICT generally. And in doing so, advising the minister and also taking advice from the minister on certain matters or initiatives that the government wishes us to consider. And our role is to review those recommendations or suggestions and present them back to the minister with our recommendations on how they ought to be implemented and what kinds of initiatives the government ought to consider as it relates to advancing the idea and concept of national e-commerce policies, and that includes ICT, digitization, transformation, communications, and the rest of it. So we also have a very keen interest, of course, in seeing technology advance in the country. And because of that, we made already several recommendations to the government. One of them was to consider instituting technology innovation grants. And these grants was established to assist particularly the small and medium-sized enterprises in the country to help them to improve their management and modernization of their technologies and other digital applications and services. And the grants were not just for startup enterprises, as some people might have thought, but they also exist for companies who are wishing to develop and employ new and innovative technology for their businesses. So we have had the pleasure of going through the process. We were very happy to partner with the Access Accelerator and the SPDC with Davinia and her team. We saw that it was a perfect fit where they have the expertise, they've got the capacity within the Access Accelerator to administer the program, and they've done quite well with it. And their role really was to assist in first putting together the application process, vetting all of the applicants, promoting the program, and also making recommendations to the E-commerce Advisory Board, which we call ECAB for short. And once the recommendations were made with justification, then we were able to turn those around pretty quickly in approving those recommendations, making recommendations to the minister, of course, as well, because the funding had to be provided for, making recommendations to the minister for approval of those applicants. And we're very pleased that the applications were approved. The funding has already commenced. And my understanding, of course, now is that we've had over 50, nearly 60 applicants who applied successfully. The grant was for $250,000. We've used pretty much all of that money in the grants and in awarding grants to those successful applicants. And we are hopeful that in this new fiscal budget that we are going to be able to support more small and medium-sized enterprises with their innovation and technology programs to support and advance their businesses. I'd also want to say that we were pleased that this was not a program that was centric to Nassau. We saw, of course, Nassau New Providence had the majority of the applicants who applied for the grant, but we were very pleased that we saw applications that were processed from other islands as well, including Grand Bahama. We had some from the Berry Islands, Abaco, Bimini, Eleuthera, Long Island. We were hoping that we would have had some from pretty much every island, but that was not the case. But we were very pleased nonetheless that of the islands that responded, we were able to support quite a number of these businesses, 50 of them. And those businesses also have tremendous spin-off opportunities and spin-off benefits because they're touching the lives of nearly 100 employees between them, families that they're going to be supporting. And even though the grant is only $5,000, that $5,000 goes a long way for a small business who did not have access to any capital, might not have qualified for any access under other circumstances, but we're very pleased that we were able to support them. And hopefully, like I said, when the program comes around again for another iteration, we may be able to increase the grant and increase the number of businesses that we can support. So the ECAB is very pleased to have been involved in this. We're very pleased with the partnership with the Small Business Development Center, Access Accelerator, and the professionals there who've been helping us to manage this program. The next step for us now really is to monitor the applicants, because we do want to know ultimately how these small businesses, we made our assessment in a pro forma kind of a way, but we do want to know in real terms how these businesses were able to impact the economy generally, how they're able to impact the communities within which they operate, how are they able to have any direct impact on employment and other spin-off business opportunities. So the next role for us really is going to be to monitor the success of these businesses. And given the information that we have and the process that they went through to be approved for these grants, we have every confidence that we're going to see some very good responses as far as monitoring and the success factors coming out of these various enterprises.
Give us an idea of some of the products or some of the innovations that you were seeing with some of these companies.
Well, I'll let the SPDCs explain more because they were the ones who actually went through all of the various applications, but we were pleased. And I think we have one of the applicants or one of the small business technology firms on the call now, so you can certainly speak. But we've seen applications come in for transportation, real wholesale and retail operations, entertainment, construction, some in the area of e-education. We've seen some in the area of retail trade and healthcare services. So there were a number of industries that actually applied for the grants, and we were very happy to see that this was not focused on only e-payment solutions, for example, right? Because we know that we've seen a number of those companies that have come up in the last 2 years, all of whom I believe are doing quite well in this environment. But we were able to see some moves now in providing electronic services for healthcare. And as we heard now in the new draft bill that is circulating, that's going to be a major consideration going forward for medical services in the country. We've seen some great proposals for personal services and also for other professional services as well. So we've had applications that span across several areas of the economy, several industries, and we're hoping to see that they're going to make some impact in those industries, even though it may be small to begin with. But as we know, with a number of other companies in the country, and we always talk about the Bahamas Striping Company as a poster child, as it were, how they started out pretty much at the same level these companies are at right now, and they've grown into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. We're looking forward to seeing some of these companies also make that same trek to becoming large multi-million-dollar operations in the country.
Yeah. Davinia or Samantha, you want to add more to that? The types of companies, more about the products and innovations that we're seeing?
What I would say is there were a number of companies that used the opportunity to upgrade their software and hardware, which I wouldn't necessarily call that innovation. It may be a process innovation more so than some creation of intellectual property in terms of coding or anything like that. What we're looking forward to, though, as we move to our new location at the old Phil's, complex on Gladstone Road, when that move happens, one of the units that will be mobilized very early is a tech incubator, where future tech grants and tech funding, whether equity or grants, will be specifically to not only encourage innovation, but also be a big part of it, hand in hand. Have persons on deck to assist, have technology on deck to assist with the development of new technologies that actually solve business problems for our other clients. So we hope to have synergies between that tech hub, tech programs like this one with the e-commerce advisory board, and our clients who need tech solutions in their businesses. And so this initial tech and innovation grant, much of it was used for process innovation or process improvement in businesses. But as we do further future rounds, we expect to see, in a more literal sense, tech innovation.
Okay, all right. That sounds very good. And I guess it's a difficult question for you to answer, but are you seeing what's leading this along? Is it the public demanding that we step it up, that companies step it up, or the companies realizing that we've got to head in a different direction, noticing the trends that are happening globally?
I think, a lot of it had to do with COVID too.
Yeah.
The timing was perfect in that the country was going through a significant challenge, one that really only tech, would have made sense for so many aspects of business. So I would say, persons just really jumped on it because at this point it's either, sink or swim. And they used that opportunity to make sure they can continue to swim.
Yeah. Sounds wonderful. All right. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll meet one of the companies. We're going to be talking with Clayton Panza with Bahama Mobile Stamp, and looking forward to that discussion. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few.
Invest in your children, your home, and your community. But are you investing in your financial future? At CFAO, we specialize in investment management, retirement planning, mutual funds, and private wealth management. Our team of experts never stops helping you plan for tomorrow. Because tomorrow begins today. Call us at 502-7010 to see what our financial advisors can do for you. CFAO. Growing wealth for future generations.
Wait, you know what's going down tomorrow?
Nobody, what happening?
Joe bringing the knife to school, he could do Junior in.
For what?
But he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know Junior don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Pen. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Wait, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me next?
All right, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So how did I work?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Croc Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
When you call Crime Stoppers, the call go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you're saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
It's so summer with Esso, and that's why we're giving away thousands of dollars in fuel, food, and other fun prizes every week. Simply fuel up at $25 or more. Enter using your receipt, and you could be a winner this summer with Esso. Terms and conditions apply. Visit bettergasmileage.com/its-so-summer or our Facebook page for details. Promotion ends August 29th, 2021. It's fun! Food, fuel, and other great prizes every week. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The majority of the $251 million rapid financing instrument the government borrowed from the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, last June was spent on state-owned enterprises. That's going to a tabled Auditor General's report on the disbursement of the funds. The Bahamas requested emergency financial assistance from the IMF in May 2020 to address fiscal needs, and a $250.9 million budget deficit in June 2020, driven primarily by the COVID-19 pandemic and a revenue shortfall from Hurricane Dorian just 9 months earlier. The audit, prepared by Auditor General Terence Bastian, showed that disbursements to the state-owned enterprises, SOEs, amounted to more than $69 million, or 28% of the total funding, followed by $50 million spent on Treasury bills repayments, about 20%. Another $23 million, or 10%, was spent on Hurricane Dorian-related payments, $17 million, or 7% on COVID-related payments, and $21 million, 9% on salary deductions. The government also spent more than $29 million for overseas vendor payments and more than $33 million for domestic vendor payments. A total of $246.76 million of the financing was spent between June 9th and June 20th, 2020. You can read more about this in today's Guardian Business section. The Auditor General also saying the government did not disclose the names of the beneficial owners of companies that received payments for the delivery of goods and services related to COVID-19, despite requests being made. It was revealed in the Auditor report on the IMF disbursement that was tabled in the House of Assembly yesterday. More than 63 million of the 250 million, as we said, approved by the IMF in June 2020, spent to pay overseas and domestic vendors, specifically over 29 million for overseas vendors and over 33 million for domestic vendor payments. Again, details in today's Guardian Business section. The Department of Aviation on target to begin its three-stage bidding process this quarter, with Director of Aviation Algernon Cargill telling Guardian Business that the call for bids for the redevelopment of some of the country's airports is expected to begin sometime next month. When the request for quotes process begins, private sector companies will be able to bid on airports set out in two bundles. Bundle 1 relates to the redevelopment of Grand Bahama International Airport, while Bundle 2 includes the Leonard M. Thompson International Airport in Marsh Harbor, Exuma International, North Eleuthera Airport, Deadman's Key Airport, Great Harbor Key, and San Salvador airports. Cargill says the road to the opening of bids has been delayed, has been a detailed process, one that has been guided with the help of government's airport project consultant James Liu of global management consulting firm Lee Fisher. And as the threat of storms begin to materialize for the Bahamas this hurricane season, the price of lumber, driven up by effects from COVID-19, beginning to normalize. Abaco Chamber of Commerce President Ken Hutton telling Guardian Business that plywood prices remain elevated and supplies are low. This year, lumber prices soared 300% above where they stood pre-pandemic as the effects of shuttered factories and stymied global supply chains drove costs up and drove inflation. However, Hutton says the good news is that those prices are now decreasing by as much as $8 to $10, while the bad news of shipping delays remain. Overseas, prices for U.S. consumers rose last month, but at the slowest pace since February, a sign that Americans may gain some relief after 4 months of sharp increases that have imposed a financial burden on the nation's households. Wednesday's report from the Labor Department showed that consumer prices jumped 0.5% from June to July, down from the previous monthly increase of 0.9%. They've increased a substantial 5.4% compared with a year earlier. Excluding volatile energy and food prices, so-called core inflation rose 4.3% in the past year, down slightly from 4.5% in June, the fastest pace since 1991. Americans continue to face higher costs, though, with the year-over-year inflation rate matching June's increase as the largest annual gain since 2008. At the same time, some recent drivers of the inflation surge slowed last month. The price of used cars, which had soared over the past 3 months, ticked up just 0.2% in July. Airline fares, which have been spiking, actually declined 0.1% in July. And closer to home in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX. From Tuesday, market movers, Bank of the Bahamas moving 2,700 shares, up 1 cent to 136. Bahamas First moving 43,520, down 12 cents to 239. Commonwealth Brewery moving 900, down 55 cents to 540. RF Bank and Trust moving 1,500, down 90 cents to 13.10. Consolidated Water unchanged at 251. Emira Incorporated up 3 cents, closing at 11.41. The BISX All Share Index closing at 1,956.93, down 21.16. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. We are back here with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. We are talking with Davinia Bain and Samantha Roll with the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center and Edison Sumner with Bahamas E-Commerce Advisory Board. And we have from Bahama Mobile Stamp, Clayton Panza. Clayton Panza, great to have you with us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's find out, before we get to your journey with the Access Accelerator, let's find out about your company, Bahama Mobile Stamp. Tell us all about it.
All right. So good morning once again, Guardian Radio, Lady Davinia, Ms. Samantha Rowe, Mrs. Sumner. Bahama Mobile Stamp is a unique program that we've developed that has been designed to help businesses retain their customer base and grow repeat business. You know, in times like these, especially during the pandemic, it has become very important to establish a loyal customer base for your business, to be able to build a relationship with those customers and have them return time and time again to ultimately increase your business revenue. Now, our main product that we actually sell for the customer view would be the rewards program. All right. Now, we are actually a business-to-business entity, but from the customer view, it's going to look as if it's just a digital rewards program. And what a rewards program is an incentive that is actually given out to encourage a particular behavior. This is actually a marketing strategy that allows the companies to promote brand loyalty. Some companies use the old-fashioned punch cards. Some use a digital mechanism, and then some have none at all. But as technology advances, our rewards program, you no longer have to pass out or stamp a business-size rewards card or clip, any type of extra amenities to your keys. Now your customer can use an app that is designed to your business and inclusive of a lot of cutting-edge technology to be able to promote repeat business. All right, and some of those technologies that we offer to our businesses will be anywhere from a subscriber list builder, so they can actually collect that customer data. And then once they collect that data, they can then use that data, as well as another part of our technology to promote repeat business, which would be text message marketing and email marketing. We also tap into social media, where you can actually use customers can use their social media accounts to promote your business. And once they do promote your business on social media, they can then be rewarded directly from your business through the application. We also have birthday clubs, email marketing, and a lot of different things in there, text in programs and so forth. All right. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or operator, whether it's a pop-up mobile business, a delivery service, a small storefront, manager, marketing agency, corporate or franchise representative, anyone, this program is definitely going to be a great tool to add on to your business.
All right, I'm going through your flyers and stuff like this, and I see this here. Because we know one of the longest running rewards programs in the country involves stamps that you get at a very popular supermarket here.
Yes.
Are you working with them? Is this what I'm seeing here? This is an actual thing? You're transitioning?
So that what you're looking at right now is actually we designed something for them, and we actually had a sit-down meeting with them.
Okay.
We're still in limbo right now.
Okay.
They're locking on it. Mm-hmm. All right. But hopefully it does, pan out. But that's the way it's going to look. If they do buy into it.
That's amazing. Okay, so letting the cat out.
Still like licking stamps, huh?
Letting the cat out the bag.
Licking stick, it's all digital now. So they can, in order to actually get those points instead of licking and sticking now, what the company would then do is either have you scan a QR code, or they can enter in a PIN code to verify that you actually made a purchase, and then they can apply that point or stamp to your account.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. But that solves a lot of issues, right? Because you don't have to have the cards. You don't have to have, licking this stuff that you don't know where it's
You
going.
don't have to worry about losing those stamps.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a lot of, with the old-fashioned punch cards, there's a lot of, downsides to it. One would be security. Anyone can actually go and, we've seen it actually here in the Bahamas, where they've actually, copied it on their own behalves and actually pasted it to try and make an official, full, punch card. They can also get their own hole punches and stamp into it as well, too. With our program, we implemented a lot of security measures to avoid things like that. So yeah, that's one of the main things about it that we actually are proud to talk about, which would be our QR code scan and the PIN code verifications.
Yeah. What's the response been like?
Well, we've been in operation now for just over 2 years now. Right now, we have about 60 companies throughout the Bahamas that's actually on the program, and that's anywhere from a small entity like Black Pearl up to a big entity like Variety Disposable Products. So they're all a part of it. They all can use it in different ways. The program can be, tailored directly to your business, to what you need it to be used for. All right. But in terms of the technology, every company, no matter the size of your company, you get all of our technology. So our pricing structure is set up on the size of your business, instead of the technology that we offer to you, because we realize that every technology that we offer is important for the success of your business. So we want to offer that to everyone, no matter what level you're in the business, and be able to allow you to use those features that the big brands might have used, to help promote their business or to get their business to the next level, that you as a small guy can also use that as well to get to the same point.
Oh, excellent. So you've been around for a couple of years. So what led you to the Access Accelerated Small Business Development Center? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so, technology is, an ever, formation thing. So we wanted to continue development. So after being in communication with a lot of our clients and asking them, what can we actually do to make this program better for you? They gave us their points, and we're just trying to make that happen for them right now. So being able to get that grant of just under $5,000 is actually a major step for us to be able to, tap into our developers in the United States of America and be able to get that development started. So within the next few months, you'll see a lot of new things coming up with our program. And we're talking about, we do text message marketing now, which is, direct to your cell phone. And now we're tapping into WhatsApp blasts and so forth as well, too. So being able to put all that into our program, and you as a business, instead of you having to have an agent that's sitting down using their phone the entire time to send that broadcast out, you can do it really easily with just 2 clicks from our platform.
All right. So what was the process like? What did you have to do? And take us from the initial encounter to where you are now and where you're going to be, as you said, in a few months, we'll notice those changes.
Are you talking about in regards to my relationship with Access Accelerator?
Yes.
Or
Yes,
business
that's
itself?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So great. So what we did, we've heard about the tech brand that was going around. A lot of people shared it through WhatsApp. We are also in a lot of different groups too. And some folks shared it. So we looked into it. We realized that it actually does cater to us. The last grant that we had applied for, we didn't get, unfortunately. But this one here, it seemed more like it was directed towards what we were trying to do. So we said, all right, let's go ahead and try it out. We did it. We got some feedback very shortly. After that, we did the assessment exam and everything. And then within a few weeks, we got the acceptance letter and said, the next step is this and that. And now we're here, So we're just very happy to be a recipient of it. And hopefully that this relationship will be, a forever lasting one. And once again, thank you, Access Accelerator, for actually looking into our program and seeing that, we do have something great to offer to our Bahamian marketplace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wonderful. So what was that process like? What did you have to do? Anything in particular to show them or do? Or?
Oh, yeah. So I had to make sure we had to have a business license, of course. We had to show the invoices from our development team or whatever it costs to get things done. We submitted all the requirements that they needed us to submit. It went through the screening process. We got a call back from one of the representatives at Access Accelerator. I was going to say A squared just now. But so they gave us a call back. They clarified.
You're allowed to say A squared. We want more people to use that reference.
Awesome.
I can barely pronounce.
It is very hard. I'm telling you. Access. Oh, man. Say that fast. A squared.
A squared.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So, we did get that call back from a rep at A squared. They clarified a few things with us. We ironed out the kinks that we had. And then we were able to receive that grant. But we didn't get the grant directly, and I understand why, for security purposes and everything, so they wired the money directly over to our developers. Our developers gave us the confirmation of receipt, and then we got the development started, so we're just in the works right now and hoping that, it could be done very soon, hopefully sooner than later, so we can actually introduce this into our new clients and our actually existing clients as well.
Wow.
So Dwight, remember earlier you asking, how much of it was really innovation.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the company you're hearing about now, I stand corrected by saying the majority of the applicants were for software and hardware on the side of just process improvement. This client is actually creating their own software using developers. And so that we could say has definitely contributed directly to tech innovation.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you guys, and we're happy to be able to support what you're doing. And I can't wait to use and to use your service. I'm going to go check it out right now, actually.
Thank you. It's BahamaMobileStamp.com. The first 30 days free.
Good stuff there. What else?
Dwight, before you go, I just want to say quickly, this is the kind of story and the kind of services and innovation in services that we like to see and that we like to encourage, because it shows that there are younger people who are getting now very involved in the economy, in this new digital economy. And if you look at the trends, this is the way the entire world is trending. Everything now, and it's been precipitated by the global pandemic. For us locally, it's been even precipitated by Hurricane Dorian, right? We have certain businesses who were forced to start providing some level of digital service. The COVID certainly has pushed that ahead at an accelerated pace. So a lot of these businesses are now beginning to offer that kind of digitized and digital service. And so when we hear about stories like Clay's and others, then it's very encouraging to see that the younger generation of entrepreneurs who are coming up now are already thinking generations ahead, right? They're thinking about what is to come and not trying to fill gaps from the past. And that is what innovation is all about. It's about fixing things that needed to be corrected, but also the real purpose of innovation is finding ways to do certain things better. And that is what we're seeing happening here right now. So I want to congratulate Mr. Pans on this move.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Sumner.
That's pretty cool. All right, we've got to take a final break, and then we're going to be back with more. I want to hear from Samantha Roll, and we'll get some final words from Clayton as well. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
You invest in your children, your home, and your community. But are you investing in your financial future? At CFAL, we specialize in investment management, retirement planning, mutual funds, and private wealth management. Our team of experts never stops helping you plan for tomorrow. Because tomorrow begins today. Call us at 502-7010 to see what our financial advisors can do for you. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
It's so summer with Esso, and that's why we're giving away thousands of dollars in fuel, food, and other fun prizes every week. Simply fuel up at $25 or more. Enter using your receipt, and you could be a winner this summer with Esso. Terms and conditions apply. Visit bettergasmileage.com/its-so-summer or our Facebook page for details. Promotion ends August 29th, 2021. It's fun! Food, fuel, and other great prizes every week. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we've got your final look at weather for this morning and the latest on Tropical Storm Fred, the center of Tropical Storm Fred, just south of the eastern Dominican Republic coast now. And the tropical storm watches remain in effect for the southeast Bahamas, including Inagua, Mayaguana, Acklins, Crooked Island, Samana Key, Long Key, and Ragged Island, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. As of 8 o'clock this morning, the center of Tropical Storm Fred was about 50 miles southeast of Santo Domingo in Dominican Republic, or 357 miles southeast of Matthewtown in Agua, or 287 miles southeast of Grand Turk. That puts it 717 miles southeast of New Providence. Fred is moving toward the west near 16 miles per hour, and a general west-northwest motion is expected to begin later today and continue for the next few days. On the forecast track, the center of Fred is expected to be near or over Hispaniola later today, and then move near the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos as a tropical depression after weakening over Hispaniola by Thursday, tomorrow, and then move north of the northern coast of central Cuba by Friday. Maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles per hour with higher gusts, and some strengthening is likely while the system interacts with Hispaniola. Some weakening is expected as the system interacts with Hispaniola. Weakening. But tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 45 miles from the center. Residents in the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos should continue to make preparations for the possibility of tropical storm winds beginning late tonight, and residents in low-lying areas should also prepare for heavy rainfall of 1 to 3 inches with isolated amounts of up to 5 inches. That's the latest on Tropical Storm Fred in your morning blend weather check. And we are back here with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong along with Chester Robards. We've got Davinia Bain and Samantha Roll with A Squared. A Squared, much easier to say. The Small Business Development Center, and Edison Sumner with Bahamas E-Commerce, and Clayton Panza with Bahama Mobile Stamp. Samantha Roll, Director of External Relations. It's been a while. Hope all is well.
All is well. It's a pleasure to be on your show once again. Definitely representing A Squared.
Yes, yes. So this is the first time we've had you on this capacity. Tell us about your position, Director of External Relations, and what that entails.
Yes. So I just recently joined this amazing team at Access Accelerator. And in my role, it really has, if I may call it, maybe 3 components, major components. So in short, essentially, I'm the advocate for fostering strategic alliances. One in particular, I'm working again with Mr. Sumner, which I'm very excited to do as the chairman of ECAB. But there are other alliances as well as stakeholders from government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and civic society that we liaise and connect with. Another huge component of my portfolio has a lot to do with programming. So similar to the tech grant and other programs that we have recently launched and have on the drawing board, it really aligns with the program design, implementation, and then follow through in terms of the process as well. The third component has a lot to do with the communication and public awareness of Access Accelerator, our clients, again, our strategic relationships and partnerships.
Wow. So it sounds like we're going to be talking with you quite a bit more in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just to throw in there, Dwight, Sam will also be directly involved with the development of the tech hub, tech incubator I spoke of earlier. Mm-hmm. So that's one of her babies that she will be incubating and raising. So we're looking forward to her leadership in that initiative. And that, again, would have direct partnerships with Edison and his team.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a great team there, Davinia. Sounds like you've got a lot of talented people. All right. So
absolutely.
You talked about the move to the Old Fields location. What else are we likely to see in terms of changes there? What changes will that bring? And I guess what's going to happen with the old place where you were as well.
Well, I'll get started, and Davinia can kind of add on. In terms of the move, what we're really looking at, it's a long-term vision. And the idea is to incorporate or establish somewhat of a business park. So where we have not only some of our clients engaged there, but also where you can do like a one-stop shop in terms of businesses, having some of our partners, whether it's the participating financial institutions, whether it's some of our government agencies, whatever it is to start up and successfully manage your business, we're trying to incorporate in that business park. As part of that vision as well, Davinia would have mentioned, the tech program. And what we're looking to do is do incubation programs, incubators. And so whether it's the tech or even the youth entrepreneurship, we want to be able to foster businesses from start to end and give them that opportunity to not only receive funding from us, but also the more important things is that fostering that network support base, that connectivity to experts within the field. So that's really the vision in short of what we're trying to do there at Fields.
Yeah, Davinia?
It seems our Director of External Relations has done a perfect job of explaining our next step.
All right.
So I have very little work to do now, Dwight.
Oh, there you go. All right. So, Edison mentioned this before, that money was exhausted with the Technical Innovation Grant. Are we likely to see another one soon? How does that work? And what do people who are hoping to take advantage of this, what do they need to know going forward?
Well, I think let's first say that with A Squared, you really don't want to be too grant centric. And by that I mean, unless your funding needs are restricted to a couple of $1,000s, that's not really going to be your focus. Our main A Squared program has a focus specifically on technology, where there's an increased guarantee percentage. If you're looking at debt financing, tech projects will get guarantees up to 90% as an incentive, as well as there's a focus with the equity investments for that sector, and then matching grants as well. So yes, there will be future rounds of this type of grant program, but immediately right now you can get help in our normal program for tech projects.
Yeah. Okay. How's that going?
Let me add to that, Dwight, before you move. Just to plug a pin in here also in support of that is that we also, because I also sit as the deputy chair for the Venture Capital Fund, and that's also an option to support what's happening at the A Squared, where you can actually apply to the venture fund as well for either debt or equity financing, and you can get up to $150,000 in one and $250,000 in the other. So we would encourage persons who apply through the SBDC to also consider applying to the Bahamas Entrepreneurial Venture Fund, where they're able to access funding either through debt or equity. And we also, in that enterprise, we also work extremely closely with the SBDC as well to support what they're doing, and they're supporting our efforts. So that's another fantastic partnership.
I understand the venture fund seeing some good technology projects coming through there now.
We are some great technology projects and some great other innovative projects. We are currently entertaining some fantastic new projects in the area of manufacturing as well. So we are very excited about the portfolio that's before us now, and building that portfolio and assisting these, again, new, young Bahamian entrepreneurs who are really making a tremendous mark on the economy. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to hearing some more great things from those companies. Okay, so in our final minute, Clayton Panza, you have the final words here. Bahama Mobile Stamp, what can we expect over the next few months? And your long-term vision, 5-10 years, what are we looking at?
Over the next few months, we're hoping to have our new developments rolled out. Over the next 5 to 10 years, hopefully that's going to be a lot more technology added to our program. Hopefully that's going to be expansion. We've already tapped into some of the Bahama Islands, but now we want to cover, the entire Bahamas, So hopefully that even after the show, because I've received some WhatsApp messages already of folks who are listening and heard about the program and this and that. Now they're asking more information about it. So just trying to get more exposure, to be able to grow the brand, and to help businesses, be able to connect with their customers and be able to use our technology as the main source to build our relationship with those customers, to drive that repeat business, to send out that, hey, we have new stock available via text message blast to all of your customers, to be able to reward customers time and time again via our digital loyalty programs, to be able to use our QR codes on all of your graphic material that you put on the internet, that you put on your uniforms, your business cards, and so forth. You want to be the hub for your business to be able to use our technology to help your business grow. All right. So that's our main goal right there, to be able to help businesses out. All right. And that's our main objective. And that's what we're going to strive towards. OK. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And I know I said that would be the final word, but Davinia and Samantha, for folks who are listening, have an idea, have a company, want to access some of the services that A Squared offers, what do they need to know? Who do they need to talk to? How do they get in contact with you?
Well, they can first start. Hi, Dwight. They can first start with locating any information on our website at accessaccelerator.org. That's great. That's a great avenue for information. And however, feel free to give us a call, and I will expose our numbers, of course. It's 359-0626 or 359-2394. And that's our customer service lines. Please feel free to give us a call if you need any clarity or information or guidance. We are definitely here to support you.
Okay. Great. And Dwight, if I could just drop on our website too, for folks who are listening, if you want to read up more on our program, if you want to book a meeting with us, it's www.bahamamobilestamp.com. All right. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over the place. Okay. Just Google it and you will definitely find us. If you want to reach us directly, you can also hit us up 809-0491. Thank you very much.
Okay. Clayton Panza, Bahama Mobile Stamp, and of course, Davinia Bain and Samantha Roll with A Squared, Small Business Development Center, and Edison Sumner with Bahamas ECAB. Thank you so much, all of you. Always a pleasure talking with you, and great stuff here this morning.
Thank you, Dwight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Bye-bye.
That is it for Morning Blend Business. And for Morning Blend, we'll be back tomorrow morning with more here. Chester, thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure.
Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.